Hello, Aries. Y'all, this is crazy. I love this for you. You clearly see something opening up for you. Before we break it down, I do want to clear. Out of curiosity, also want to see what's happening here with that Seven of Cups. Oh, there we go. You cannot make this up. I mean, I don't even have to tell you the lunations now. Look down your cross. You have 3 aces. I don't even have to go through the lunations with you. You know, listen, when you have the Ace of Cups clarifying that Seven of Cups, when you know what you want, when there's a couple different paths or opportunities presented to you, or you saying, what's my next step? When you trust your intuition, that's how you make that right decision, right? Look what happens. I really don't even know what to say, Aries. All right. You're good. And the Ace of Cups is the Holy Grail. And that is like when you got the Pentacles, you have the Cups and the Swords. That's everything, okay? Your physical world, money, right? Everything there, right? Ace of Cups, heart, emotions. It's like getting, it's not cup half full. It's like cup overflowing. This is tears of joy. This is nirvanic. This is rapturous joy and pleasure that comes emotionally through love, through relationships, through getting your dream job, starting your dream company. This is having a baby, anything that you want. That's just partnerships is coming in really strong though. And then you have that Ace of Swords, huge breakthrough, but also there's something brewing here with, again, something new you may be signing. Now, you see Juno square Mars. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you use it right. All right. We'll talk about it later. Those void moons, those are the time frames. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Eastern Standard Time, where you don't want to sign anything or have important conversations. If you and if you want to know more about that, it's in the description box. Okay. Now, just avoid those times. The big thing here is I do love the new moon in Gemini for you in a really big way. I mean, you got Pluto trining the moon. That's just really amazing. There's going to be, you're going to feel really good here. You're going to feel really good, especially again, a lot of home family energy is really, for a lot of y'all, it's going to be like the undercurrents for this week. A lot of y'all, you're going to feel it really strongly this week. Okay. Especially when the moon moves into Gemini, but this is a day when we have moon in Gemini. I'm sorry, moon in Cancer in a few days we'll talk about, but, you have the moon in Gemini on Monday, with Pluto in Aquarius and Ceres in your sign, and they're connecting this mini golden triangle at 3 degrees. Remember, that is the Gemini degree during the day of the new moon, and it's happening before the new moon. And this is where you have, it's almost like a mini spiritual awakening. All right. So I absolutely love this. It's you being very curious, open-minded, and being on this quest for something huge that you want. And it's Ceres here too. And Ceres is very, all about nurturing self-care, being strong enough to support others, people that you care about, right? So maternal, paternal instincts can come in really strong with it, with the moon here. Now, May 27th, really great to plant seeds. It's just a great day. All right. Now, May 28th, you see in the morning, the moon conjuncting Jupiter. Big. So anything that you manifest on Monday, late Monday, or even Tuesday, a lot of y'all can actually see come to, you may see things happening this morning on Wednesday. All right. Up until 2 p.m. Okay. Remember, everything's Eastern Standard Time. And so this is really great. This is kind of like, it's one of the best lunations. It's kind of like, last week we had moon conjunct Venus. And of course, that was big for you because Venus is in your sign. But now you have this in your 3rd house. So siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, family. That's really heightened here, but also travel. A lot of y'all may be going on short trips. Okay. And communication, the biggest thing of all, right? So this is a morning where, let's say you do go on, I don't know, hike with your friend or something. When you do that during moon conjunct Jupiter, it's almost like there's going to be a big takeaway. There's something here that it just feels really good, and you learn something and you become wiser, and it becomes one of your favorite memories. That is what's happening here. All right. Remember, it's all third house activity, the mind. So, and it's with Jupiter. It like perspective shifting as well, your philosophies, but also wisdom. So I really love this, and there could be something rewarding. Now, when the moon moves into Cancer, 2 p.m., I really want you to pay attention to that, and you'll feel this pretty much all day. This is when the moon will square Ceres in your sign. So the moon, as we know, emotions, feelings, your subconscious, family, home, maternal side, your instincts, gut instincts, as a mother, as a grandmother, or you know what I mean? Or just your maternal side in general, paternal. Ceres is the mother archetype, all about self-care, kind of like mama bear. Squaring the moon. Moon has always been the feminine, divine feminine, right? So with this, everything that I said earlier, there just may be a little bit of a squeeze with your relationship with your mother or a maternal figure. But for y'all, yeah, it may be you as a mother, you as a female boss, whatever resonates with you. It's your maternal instincts, okay? Now, the other thing is, and just work with the energy. Saturn's going to be conjuncting Ceres, right? In your sign. That's why I really feel like it's more like you as the role that you play. It doesn't have to be a mother. It can just be you as like, if you're like, you're the one in your relationship, you're the one that's all about nurturing that relationship. That's what I'm saying, right? Just wherever you feel really strong, where your nurturing side kicks in. Okay. Saturn will conjunct Ceres. Okay. Now, Ceres is linked to Virgo, health, right? So another day where I just want you to, or this day, just be mindful. It's not a bad thing. It's just Saturn is bones. Okay. And there's a lot of self-care, self-nurturing, diet, nutrition. So a lot of physical health. Just maybe this is a day you ask yourself, do I need to stretch a little more? Do I need to have more calcium? Do I need more vitamin D? And things like that, right? You're just going to feel it. That's all I'm saying is this is a day you may just feel it. It's just going to naturally happen. All right. In terms of like, again, how can I need to be in good shape to take care of others. All right. And then Saturn is a father as well. So it's like paternal side, but then now you may have mother or father in the picture this day, your relationship with them, or boss. It didn't even matter. Authority figure at Saturn. It could be you again. Now, the other thing is over the weekend, the moon is going to be in Leo. That is so fun. Moon in Leo is really fun because it's heightened and amplified creativity, creative projects, love, romance, sex. That's all of that. That's Moon and Leo. Family, children, a lot of attention there. Going out with the family and doing fun things. That's why I'm saying you have family stuff happening all week. This is a wonderful weekend because you have the moon sextile the sun, right? Mercury trining Saturn and Neptune in your sign, and Ceres in your sign. The moon trining Saturn, a very auspicious. This is when you're going to. That's this here, by the way. It's like shifting your perspective for new habits, new routines, new patterns. When you get Ceres in the mix, it's great. Okay, it's almost like you finding ways to feel rewarded. All right. You see that it's got the moon will be opposite Pluto too. That's going to happen like later in the day. And it's, fleeting. But again, this is more where you may not see eye to eye with a friend or anything 11th house related. Okay. So just be mindful with the way that you conversations and whatnot. That's that Queen of Wands energy, possibly, right? It could be you, or it could be that other person. It could be a friendship. It could be, it's something it's your 11th house or network. All right. Someone in a community that you belong to, things like that. Just remember, you can actually use this for like deep love, passion, empowerment, right? Keep that in mind. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you is the biggest thing. You have Juno squaring Mars all week. Juno, is in Scorpio right now. So that's your 8th house. Not only death and rebirth, transformation, money, wealth, wealth building, assets, inheritance, commissions, royalties, things like that. But then the eighth house is also relationship building. And yeah, in a business way too. It could be business partners. So you have Juno squaring Mars. Mars is Scorpio's ruler as well as yours. So it's activating your fifth house too. But the most of it's going to be here in that eighth house area, but your fifth house, like I said, true love, romance, things like that, like things that bring you pleasure and joy. Juno's always on your side. Juno is linked to Libra, all about partnerships, relationships, but the truth, the justice, the balance of power in partnerships and relationships and contracts and legal matters and personal connections and your commitments. Okay? So this week, any of that could be tested. Okay? That's all it is. They're perfecting on Friday. You'll feel it strongly over the weekend. And so you throw in all this mercurial energy, don't overthink things, right? You have a lot of power this week. So just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. And know that this is all part of your growth and transformation. That's what Pluto is, right? Well, because Pluto rules Scorpio and Juno's in Scorpio. So just keep that in mind. And then the moon will trine Saturn. So there is something here over the weekend where you may be setting up boundaries, like personal boundaries. Or remember, Neptune's here too. You could be dissolving boundaries. Whatever it is, you know what you want. So trust your intuition. That is the moon. We're talking about the lunations here. But Juno, remember, that is all about the truth and justice of things. Okay? I actually think you got the justice card in your last week's reading. So you're seeking it anyway, right? So you maybe feel a little bit assertive with Juno square Mars. But the great thing about Juno square Mars is that you use it right. You avoid any power trips, power struggles, or conflicts. It is intense passion. It's your eighth house. Eighth house is sex. It's like really, like deep relationships. But again, if you're not here for that, business partners or making money or just your personal transformation. Aries, let's see what's going on for you. Let's do the spread for the new moon. New moon in Gemini for Aries, sun, moon, and rising. All right, Aries. Let's see what we got for you. Okay, you know what? I can't. All right. Listen, if you're new, by the way, when you get the same card from two different decks, that's why we do this. When you get the two cards, you really want to pay attention. That's when the universe is really showing you a sign. Okay. So this is for the new moon. You have the 10 of Wands. You're coming out of something that was burdensome. You're coming out of something that may have been a lot. All right. And I'm getting a little bit of like, it could have been quite some time. You're coming out of it. Be aware of it and make yourself come out of it. Drop some of these wands. All right. With that 10 of Wands. It feels like you may be taking on a little bit more responsibility than you should. Now, 10 of Cups. You come out of that, look at what you get. 10 of Cups is, you remember, see a lot of family, loved ones energy. That's a 10 of Cups. All right. 10 of Cups is, happy couple, happy children, happy life, happy everything, the only rainbow and tarot. And then you remember that house in the corner. You got that 2 of Cups here. You see the house all the way in the back. That's where you get to what you're wanting. You're going to get to. So you got to drop those wands. All right. What has to go? That's the big thing. 4 of Swords. So this is moving into, right? The new moon. This would be the new moon. There's clarity, right? Without 4 of Swords, especially with partnerships and relationships and legal matters, but because it's a Libra card, but this is stillness of mind, that clarity, which is great, that refresh of the mind. And then what can you expect after the new moon from the intentions that you set and the actions that you take when you have that clarity, when you know, right? Like, I don't make this up. You got the Ace of Cups twice. You're good. You're good. Best week ever, maybe? Of the year. I'm going to say it of the year. Of the year. Aries, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Hello, Taurus. Thank you so much for being members. What a week! Trust your intuition. That's the biggest thing. Okay, it's pulling it all together. Mind, body. Even when temperance here, all together. Mind, body, spirit. Actually, let's do this first, and then I'll clarify. Well, I want to clarify that Nine of Swords. I want to clarify. You got two Gemini cards here. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, yeah. You've got to let something go for sure. Now it is clear as day. With the devil. Yeah. Funny enough. You want to hear a funny story, Taurus? That was in your spread last week. It was in your crown. So when that's clarifying that Nine of Swords, it's you already know there's something here. This is you. This is you. All right. And again, maybe something circumstantial. This is a card. You had it last week, right? So I already explained. It's the devil, right? You see the two people from the Lovers card, chained to the devil. The Lovers card is the Gemini card. There's something here where you already know because you already had it in your crown last week. It's in your final outcome now, clarifying that Nine of Swords. Everything is sequential. That's how my readings work. Okay, I don't just slap down cards for you. I put in the astrology and everything. Like I said, even the energies from last week spill over to this week. So now we know that there is something that you are aware of that you need to let go. It's taking up way too much headspace. So this is truly saying, let's really trust our intuition. Okay. When I say out with the old, in with the new, for a lot of y'all, it's going to actually cutting cords. Okay. We've got to let it go. And it can be something in the subconscious. I said you got 6 heavenly bodies in your 12th house. The subconscious, self-sabotage. That's what this card is too. The two people, the chains are loose. They can break free anytime they want. But they're with the devil. That's an energy vampire, right? And what did I say? Saturn moving into Aries. Saturn is Capricorn's ruler. This is a Capricorn card. So you're moving into a new journey. Let's let that go. There's something here that this is obsessions, vices, it's codependency. It is, bad behavior, even pessimistic thinking, like, things like that. It's a sword. It's with the swords. This is you saying nothing good happens for me. Whereas that's you self-sabotaging yourself. Because I always say I just said that's energy, right? The words you speak, even if a lot of people leave comments like nothing good happens for me. And I'm just like, do you listen to my message? Every week I tell you vibrate at a high frequency. Every week I tell you energy, everything is made of energy. Every week. And some people, and I get it, some people, just kind of like pick the things that they want to hear and ignore. And that's why this is like saying, you've really got to face something here that let's just cut that cord. And again, you do have Juno square Mars. That is going to help you this week. But there may be something here with partnerships, relationships. You have career stuff in a big way. What did I say earlier? Like maybe even like a toxic boss here or something, right? So there's something here. Are you in a job where it's like, it's just so much stress working for someone or a colleague? We've got to address that, but you're taken care of. So don't be afraid to. That's what this is saying. You're good. Everything's good for you. Look at this. It's just, again, this is now affirming if there's anything that gets in your way this week, it would be you. It would, but the 7, 8, 9 double, yeah. And that's just how the cards roll. But again, it's just everything is so set up for you in this wonderful way. This is amazing. All right. So it's just up here. And just spend time in nature. You're a Taurus. You're an earth sign. Take that time. If you feel it, that's the other thing. Every Taurus is different. Some of y'all are going to be like, oh yeah, I know what that is. done. That's all it is. Like, do you know what I mean? Like some Tauruses are like, oh yeah. That's I'm in a friends with benefit situation. Whereas the reality is, I actually want true love. I want a family. I want a relationship. And I know that if I stay in this friends with benefit situation, then that, I delay that. And so, yeah, I'll stop it. Right. And I'll move into a new, you know what I mean? Like anyway, every Taurus is different. Let me tell you what's going on this week. You've got Juno square Mars. We'll talk about that later, but just quickly, the lunations, the void moons, by the way, remember those are the time frames. Everything here is Eastern Standard Time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. That's just when you don't want to sign contracts. Have an important conversation with your boss or, a Zoom call with your team. And if you want to know more about void moons, it's in the description box. Now, I love this new moon for you. I love it. You got Pluto trining the moon. So that already, heightens intuition. And, it's just really inspiring. And you have so much home stuff this week too as well. And that golden triangle with the moon in Gemini, you have Pluto in Aquarius, and you have Ceres in Aries. Now, the biggest thing here would be self-worth, self-value, taking care of yourself. All right, that's the biggest thing. And this mini triangle at 3 degrees, it's and you can throw Neptune in here too. Yeah, Neptune again, part of the party, but not at 3 degrees, but still part of the party. This is a mini spiritual awakening, is what it is. It's 3 degrees too, so it's the mind, it's being curious. It's this quest for like meaningful life experiences is what it is. All right, so use this. You're going to feel it all day before, and remember that happens all day before the new moon even starts. Okay. With Ceres here, with the moon here, really strong paternal side of you could be kicked in. But again, self-care, self-nurturing, physically, emotionally, everything. Okay. Even diet and nutrition. Remember, this new moon, all this Gemini energy is in your second house of food. And so there could be something here with diet too, but for you, particularly because it is your second house with Ceres here. And that could be another thing. It's like, it's your 12th house. So is there something like, this is just a really great day. This day, as well as we'll get to it on, Wednesday, really good days to recognize, like, am I eating, 80 Jolly Ranchers, an hour? Like, do I have to adjust anything here, right? Should I cut back on snacking and things like that? But whatever it is, even if it's not food related, it's making sure that you take care of yourself so you can be strong enough to take care of others. All right. Now, there is remember May 27th, amazing day to plant seeds. Okay. I love May 27th, and then May 28th, enormously special because you have the moon conjunct Jupiter, and it's kind of like, remember last week we had moon conjunct Venus. So those are just like top lunations you can get, and you only get it once a month. This moon Jupiter conjunction is at 27 degrees, and that is the Gemini degree. So the moon in Gemini conjuncting Jupiter in Gemini, this is amazing. It's in your second house. There's going to be something here really special, and it's going to feel special. Remember, Jupiter's all about wisdom, expansion. It feels good. It's a good feeling. It's in your second house. All right. So there's something here that's nourishing for you. There's something here that fuels your soul. There's something here that just feel it. Okay. For instance, if you go on, let's say, a hike with a friend in the morning, because it's in the morning to the afternoon up until 2 p.m. Let's just say, for example, that happens. This is something where you're going to learn a lot from each other. It's going to be the best, like one of the most memorable hikes that you've been on based on your conversations you had. That's the moon conjunct Jupiter. And it's also whatever you manifest on Monday night, Tuesday. Yeah. Wednesday morning, you could see things like materializing that soon with the moon conjunct Jupiter. Yep. So keep that in mind. Now, when we get to 2 p.m., when the moon moves into Cancer, that is going to be when the moon just starts squaring Sirius right off the bat, right? Remember, Sirius is at what, 1 degree at this point? So right there. Let me remind you, the moon is your emotions, your feelings, subconscious as well, family, home, your maternal side, your gut instincts, your role as a mother, grandmother, father, whatever it is, right? That, okay? But it is that maternal feminine energy. Remember, I told you, you have the high priestess in the heart of your spread. She is the moon, basically. Okay? Luna, goddess of the moon. That's why we say lunar phases. Anyway, you have the high priestess. I told you the moon is going to be very strong for you this week. Okay? So everything that I just said will resonate. So, and intuition too. The moon is intuition too, but it is feminine for a reason, right? The sun is masculine, moon is feminine. Ceres, the mother archetype, also very feminine, right? So, again, there just may be something here after 2 p.m. and pretty much all day where you just may have a little moment with your mother or your grandmother, or again, like a maternal figure, or again, for a lot of y'all, maybe a female boss, colleague, something here. With all this Mercury energy, very think before you speak, everything I said earlier. All right. That's all it is. And if you're vibrating at a high frequency, if you're trusting your intuition, you're going to be fine. That's all it is. But there may be something that comes up, and it's just one of those karmic tests. Yep. So Saturn will conjunct Sirius too. Okay. So remember, that's happening in your 12th house anyway. So anything that Saturn, Sirius, that's your 12th house of the subconscious and intuition. All right. Now, so there is Saturn is also like father figure. So there now you got like mother and father, or male boss, or authority, and things like that. Or it can be your role, right? So pay attention to that. But with Sirius, all about health, physical health. Saturn is bones. Pay attention to your bones. Yeah, that's all it is. It's a square, so it's, yeah. And when I say that, nothing bad. I'm not saying anything bad is going to happen. I'm just saying maybe this is the day that, I talked about diet with Sirius. Now with Saturn in the mix, maybe this is the day where you think, okay, maybe I'm going to I'm going to stretch more. Yeah, I'm going to stretch more, or I'm going to say, maybe I need more calcium, any of that. All right. Now, the other thing is, over the weekend, the moon is going to be in Leo, which is always so fun. 5 p.m. on Friday. It's, end of the workday, all weekend long. Okay. This is fun. AF. Moon in Leo, it's all about creativity and love and romance, and it's procreation, it's sex, it's your passions, it's family, children. It's just so much fun. The moon in Leo. Leo does rule your 4th house, so again, you have a lot of home stuff too. Significant other, your children, your parents. It's all fun, right? Remember, the moon is going to be sextiling the sun, Mercury, and trining Saturn, Neptune, Ceres, trining. It's just exciting. The moon trine Saturn is amazing, by the way. So you've left that square with Sarah, but anyway, moon trine Saturn. It's when you start forming new habits and new patterns and new routines. So it's really great, and a lot of this is going to be the subconscious for you. Okay, a lot of this is going to be your intuition as well. And it's almost like there is something here that you're excited about, all right, with what's happening here. Later that night, the moon will be opposite Pluto, so just keep that in mind, all right? Remember, you want to avoid extremes, and this can be a little bit of extreme, so it's also, other people may be trying to get your goat. Don't let them. Remember, don't let anyone take your power. But you can use this. Moon opposite Pluto, yeah. You can use that for deep love and passion and empowerment. Yeah. It can be really inspiring. And again, maybe something here with career, or the way, or your reputation, how you want to be seen. Now, so again, with anything with the moon, trust your intuition. Now, Juno, Jupiter's wife, squaring Mars all week. They're going to perfect over the weekend. So you'll feel it strongly over the weekend. Now, I can't even like when you've got, so yeah, so Mars will conjunct the moon on that Sunday too, by the way. So you'll feel it. You'll feel driven. But over the entire week, remember Juno is linked to Libra. So Juno, all about the balance of power in relationships, partnerships, contracts, your personal connections, commitments, marriage, all of that. Okay. The one thing is Juno being in Scorpio that rules all of that. So you see how it's almost double amplified for you this week, Taurus, squaring Mars. And so there's definitely, again, with the fact that Mars is in Leo, yeah, there can be something home related. It could be with your significant other. It could be with your child. It could be with a realtor. It could be with your neighbor. So just your parent, grandparent, children, you know, there's just all this is testing relationships. Okay. That's all it is. But remember, Juno works for you. So if there is something that is happening where it's like, you've got to face it, you can use Juno. All right. So just know there may be some relationships tested because you have so much career stuff happening. It may be something with career, but keep that in mind. Or a judge or something. I mean, it is a 7th house. So, or everything I mentioned, you know, anyone, it's anyone. It can be your lawyer, publicist, anything that I mentioned earlier. And with all the Mercury energy, remember, it's just, okay, not overanalyzing, overthinking. And it's really just a week of compromise, learning how to compromise or, you know, do what you need to do based on trusting your intuition as part of your growth, your transformation. With the moon trining Saturn, it could be you setting up healthy boundaries too, okay? Or with Neptune in the mix, right? Maybe dissolving boundaries. Again, it's up to you. You can use this. At the end of the day, it's Mars, so you may be a little assertive, but at the end of the day, you want to avoid power struggles, power trips. People may be trying to do that to you. Always be the best person in a situation. Lastly, Juno square Mars, if you can use that, if you can avoid those power struggles, power trips, things like that, all that low energy frequency, Juno square Mars, that is intense passion. Okay? And it's in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. You do the math. So, and again, yeah, sure, it can be a creative partner or whatever, you know, just, it's nice. So it's actually really great. Yeah, there's an intensity to it, but it's great if you use it the right way. All right. So let's see this new moon. We'll do a spread on the new moon in Gemini. So what can Taurus expect for the new moon in Gemini? Okay. And we are using the Aquarian deck. I love David Palladini. He's a great artist. He did a lot of like science fiction covers and anyway. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. So remember, we're talking about the asteroids, planetoids, lunations. And so with all this additional information, right? You got the tower. This is a big deal. All right. So this is kind of like moving into the new moon. Why is it a big deal? Because it's what you need. All right. And that is a big energy coming through for me, is like, there's something where if it's hard for you to that, right? You just got to burn it down, build it up. All right. Or the universe saying, oh, okay, well, you know, why don't we just help and just, you know, if you can't leave that friends with benefits situation where deep in your heart, you know, deep down in your bones, you want to be in a, you know, long relationship and have a, you know, family and kids, and that's your, you know, where you want to get to, the universe will come in. It's a great week. It's one of the best new moons. The universe is going to end that relationship for you, and it's going to be the best thing for you. All right. Because you got the King of Cups. So this is what you can expect with the new moon. The King of Cups, that's so much emotional stability. And that's really wonderful. That's you being in touch with your emotions. That's when it's almost like this sigh of relief. That's you being the rock for other people. That's you having so much self-love and so much love to give. A lot of creative energy here too. Yeah. Yeah. But this is someone where it's like, even if there's all this turbulence around you, you're good. You're good. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles, what you can expect after. So it seems like once this moment happens, when you're in your power, right? He's a big leader. You got the Seven of Pentacles, your card. Okay. Very interesting. Seven of Pentacles is just saying like, yeah, there's going to be a moment where you have to think about, where you are at now and what is the new thing you want, especially with money and finances. It's Pentacles, but remember, Pentacles are your physical reality. So it can be even a relationship. It can be anything that you've invested your time into at this point. All it's saying is just take a moment to pause and think. Everything is changing for you. And once you have that moment, whoosh, like you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. All right. So that's actually great. Especially again with it being the lunations and the asteroids and planetoids and whatnot. This is actually pretty good. All right. There is going to be a moment where it's almost like you have a big decision to make this week, and the biggest thing is letting it's out with the old, in with the new. That I can't even. I mean, I might have to say that at least 10 times in your next week's reading, because, or everyone's, by the way, because it is truly, that's where we're at now in the astrology too. Okay. Out with the old, in with the new. You're amazing, Taurus. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye. Hello, Gemini. Thank you so much for being members. I'm so excited for you. Happy birthday. Y'all, this is a really big week. Okay. So here's a couple things. Let's talk about this. Let's break this down. You see, remember, Juno is going to square Mars all week. It's not a bad thing. I'll talk about that, but I just wanted to put that up there as a highlight. And then don't forget, Juno is also trining the North Node. And so whatever's happening here is very much likely something with career or your career path or how you want to be recognized. All right. Anyway, you see the two void moons here. Those are the ones this week where, yeah, try to avoid signing contracts or having important conversations, like pulling your boss to the side and saying, hey, I want to raise. You want to avoid it. If you want to learn more about void moons, it's in the description box. Now, you've just got one of the best new moons. I love that Pluto's even trining the moon. That's heightened, like, intuition, really great for like depth in relationships and loved ones. And it's really inspiring because maybe you're doing something different, but what makes this so special is that mini golden triangle that's happening. Okay. That's going to happen on the day of the new moon. Now it's happening before the new moon. Remember, the new moon is happening really late at night. So this is happening during the day, and you've got the moon in your sign, right? Pluto in Aquarius and Ceres in Aries. So it's this mini triangle that I saw that I was just like, dude, this is at 3 degrees, your degree. And again, yeah, you can throw Neptune in here too. Neptune's not far away. So this is for that Monday. All right. What this is this mini spiritual awakening. That's why it's blowing my mind that you've got the Hangman, which that's what it is. And this is, again, like just being very curious, open-minded, quest for meaningful experiences. That's what this little thing is, right? A big thing for a lot of y'all. And a strong kick to your, maternal, paternal instincts, self-care, nurturing. Remember, we're talking about Ceres here. So really love this. And I just feel that something this week, there will be a vibration that's happening this week that you're going to see just like play out really big in July and August when Uranus moves into your sign. All right. That would be the 4 of the 4 outer planets. So anyway, May 27th, again, may be the best day for you to plant those seeds. It is such a great day with that new moon happening so late. Such a great day. Of course, you can do it right at, wherever you live, right? So anyway, I also want to point out May 28th, kind of a big deal. Okay? Because you see, let me see here. You see the moon conjuncting Jupiter, one of the best lunations. All right. When last week we had moon conjunct Venus. Now you got moon conjunct Jupiter in your sign, but it's happening at 27 degrees, the Gemini degree. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So it's happening in the AM. So what does this even mean? It's just like anything from the first 3 days of this week, you're just going to feel really good. You're going to feel really special. And there is this like, it feels good to feel good moment at this time, and something that you manifest Monday night or even Tuesday, you could see movement right away. You could see something how it's Jupiter. But it's also like if you take like, I don't know, a morning trip, right? It's going to be the best trip that you've had. If it's like reaping rewards too. So it's such a special moment. And yes, it would be a really good time around, Wednesday the 28th. Yeah. That if you avoid, conversations, and again, that's a time like 9 to 1:30, but in the morning up until 2 p.m., really good time to really, like, you're just going to feel good. All right. That's all there's to it. But you may see some luck come through. All right. Now, what else is happening? Oh yeah. And then the moon, actually, remember, it will move into Cancer later that day on the 28th around 2 p.m. All right. And I want to remind you, the moon is your emotions and feelings. It's the subconscious as well. It's family, it's home, it's your maternal side, it's your instincts, gut instincts, okay? As a mother, as a grandmother, as a father, all right? But the moon typically associated with feminine energy, right? So this is when you have Sirius squaring the moon, all right? Because the moon will move into Cancer around that time. So just think, what I said, around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. And what this really is, what did I say earlier about don't overthink, think before you speak. There may be something here with a female figure. That's all I'm saying. Or with you as a mother to your child, or, things like that. It can even be a female boss. So with this square, just always be the best version of yourself in any situation. Should they come up, everyone's going to feel this differently. Remember that. But just bear that in mind. For you, it just might be a friend. It's your 11th house. Okay? And so every Gemini is different. You have different birth charts. I don't know your birth charts, but remember, this is going to be Saturn conjuncting Ceres here. So Saturn typically is like the father too. So there could be something here with, not only father, but also, or you, again, there is a reason why you got the Emperor in your future. It could be you. There's something here that empowers you to, really step up into this leadership role, with Saturn conjuncting Ceres as well. But remember what I talked about last week. Saturn's also bones. So would be a good time with Saturn conjuncting Ceres squaring the moon to ask yourself, do I need to stretch a little more? Do I need to, do maybe, walk a little more? Do I need to take more vitamin D or whatever it is for calcium, right? Things like that. That's all it is. Okay. So, and for a lot of y'all, it's just going to come naturally. But now that I've told you, Now, over the weekend, the moon is going to be in Leo around. So it's like starts at 5 p.m. on Friday. So it's like work's done. Time to have fun. Moon in Leo is so much fun. It's creative projects. It's love. It's romance. It's family, children. It's joy. It's pleasure. It's sex. It's recreation. It's intimacy. It's all of that all weekend long. Okay. Remember, you still have the moon trining Saturn and Neptune. All right. I would not be surprised if you have creative projects on your mind, or, maybe having kids, or, maybe even grandkids, or you have attention there. It's such an amazing weekend with the moon sextiling the sun, Mercury trining Saturn, and Neptune trining Ceres. You can't get any better than this. You got the moon trining Saturn. Remember, that's auspicious. All right. So there may be something over the weekend where you are starting these new habits, new patterns, new routines. How perfectly does that fit in with your spread and what's happening for you this week anyway? Remember, Saturn rewards you. So there's something here you could set up for like the long haul too. All right. So really, really wonderful. And remember, when you got the moon in Leo, yeah, that's still your third house. There's got to be something here with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, travel, all right? Or planning, okay? You got that 2 wands, right? That's a Mars card. Remember, you got Mars in Leo here too. Therefore, Mars will conjunct the moon, which is just, a little bit more like I want this. Now, the other thing is the moon will be opposite Pluto. So just keep that. And moon conjunct Mars that would be on Sunday, by the way. All right. Should anything come up, the moon will be opposite Pluto on Saturday. So with just that, don't let anyone get your goat. Remember, there's a lot of mercurial energy. A lot of people could be, speaking before they think and things like that. Don't let anyone get your goat. All right. It's also where you can just go deep with things that you love and your passions, because it is empowerment. And it's so inspiring. You're going to feel very bold anyway. All right. So, Gemini, let's do that second spread on the new moon. For Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. All right. Gemini, let's see what's going up for you. Oh, my. You can't. This blows my mind. This blows my mind. I don't know what to say. You got the 10 of Cups. Remember, if you're new, by the way, when you got the same card in 2 different decks, that's over 170-ish cards, this is what you want to pay attention to. Joy, enjoyment, happy, everything. The only rainbow in tarot, indicating this promising future. But also at the same time, remember it's a 10, so there's something new coming out of this too. A lot of family energy, lovers, partners. It can be business. It's cups. What fills your cup? There's something new coming through. I don't make this up. You saw me shuffle. So you got the 2 wands as well. And so this big, there's something here where it's like, yes, I got this. I have it. You see, remember, he's got that, it's a globe, right? Oh, just like this. All right. So you're good. You're absolutely good. That's what you can expect. All right. So that would be kind of like moving into the new moon. There's the new moon for you, right? That 2 of wands energy. There's something that you're getting, that you're starting. There's a sense of achievement, especially with the world and the root of your spread as you move into this new journey. And you've got the greatest view here. You've got the greatest view at the top of your castle. And then lastly, what you can expect. The new moon. I don't make this up. You saw me shuffle. You got your card, the lovers. You got the lovers. What? Remember, this is huge because the lovers, there is a level of relationships all week. Yeah? All week. And emphasis there, especially for you, because you're going to be very social, interacting, and relationships in any capacity. That can be platonic. That can be work. At the end of the day, remember, it's your choice. Jupiter in sign, that's your choice. This card is all about choices. At the end of the day, I've got all this love. I got all these opportunities and optimism with the Lover's card. What am I going to do with it? How do I want to move forward with this? Because I have that choice. You're good. Oh, did we talk about Juno square Mars? I'm sorry. So Juno square Mars all week. Juno being linked to Libra, by the way, so we know that, okay? Jupiter's wife, who is all about the balance of power in relationships, all about truth and justice in relationships, partnerships, one-on-one connections, legal matters, marriage, things like that, okay? Squaring Mars, that's remember, that's all about like, action, all right? Mars is a god warrior. So there is this element of all week, there could be something that you're truly seeking justice for, all right? Or something that you're just going to see materialize because Mars, again, in Leo, in your third house, anything that has, you rule the third house. And so the ball is actually in your court. Juno works for you. So use that. If you see any sort of imbalance anywhere, you're going to be fine because you're going to take that action, or it's just going to naturally happen for you with Jupiter in a sign. Anyway, you're amazing, Gemini. Thanks so much. I will see you next week. Happy birthday. Bye-bye. Hello, Cancer. Thank you so much for being members. I love this. This is absolutely amazing. All right, let's dive right in. All right, let me pull up the board here. So, big highlight. Remember, Juno square Mars. We'll talk about it, later. I just want to point out the void moons. So these are when you don't want to like sign anything. And this is a big week of signing and having important conversations. If you want to know more about it, it's in the description box, what this means. Okay. Now, May 26th. I just love this day, right? The new moon in Gemini. It's so nice. But what I really love here is Pluto trining the moon. That's going to be big for you. Remember, Pluto is in your 8th house. So there's something really inspiring here, transformative in terms of you wanting to do something different and have this big change in your life. Your intuition is definitely going to be heightened. Moon is it's emotions, intuitions, but the trine with Pluto, which is so even like there's that depth. Yeah. Now, I told you earlier, there's like this golden triangle that's really great. You got the moon in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, Ceres in Aries, all right? All at that 3-degree point. So, and yeah, you can throw in Neptune, absolutely. So remember, this is happening on the same day as the new moon. The new moon is happening at night. This is happening around the afternoon, okay? So remember, this is all Eastern Standard Time where I live. So convert it to wherever you are. But this is such a wonderful... I was looking at your chart. I was like, oh, this is amazing. That you're pretty much just going to feel throughout the day. Okay. It is basically a mini spiritual awakening. It's very curious, open-minded quest for meaningful experiences and a really strong, maternal, paternal instincts, self-care, nurturing with Ceres in the mix. Absolutely love this. And then you see on May 28th, this is enormous. You have the moon conjunct Jupiter. So this is really special. And they're conjuncting at 27 degrees, the Gemini degree. There's like 3 degrees per sign, 2 to 3. Anyway, so you're going to just feel really good. That's all it is. You're just going to feel really good, very special. There's got to be something here, as in higher mind. You want it anyway, right? With that hangman here. There's something, this belief system, this change in belief system, seeing things in a new way. That's what Jupiter is, okay? So there is something here where it's just, it just feels really good. And remember, it's happening in the morning, right? In the a.m., again, Eastern Standard Time. I would just say all morning, afternoon, up until, like 2 p.m. when the moon moves into your sign. But anything that you do that morning, like for instance, if you take like a little, if you have like a brunch with friends, it's probably going to be the best brunch with friends that you remember for a long time. If you go on a little trip to the river in the morning, the best that you're going to, right? That's moon conjunct Jupiter, but really stimulating. But for you, 12th house activity, yeah, it's part of this awakening, this spiritual awakening. Now, the other thing is, and then you do have the moon square Ceres. So this is gonna happen when the moon moves into your sign. Remember, Ceres is at that 1 degree point, so 1 degrees. So it's gonna square. Okay, I am back. Sorry, my computer just shut off. All right, so let's just go. Oh, and now my. All right, so now let's go back to Ceres squaring the moon in your sign, starting at 2 p.m. So you will probably feel it for the rest of the day. And again, this can just be like you as a mother or your relationship with a mother. There just could be like a little bit of a squeeze here. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Remember, the moon is associated with, the mother, that feminine energy. So with this week, just remember, you don't want to overthink things. You want to think before you speak. Always be the best version of yourself should anything come up, because every Cancer is different. You have different birth charts. You have different, you know what I mean? But there could also just be something here that you're really feeling in terms of like nurturing, like even on a strong capacity. Okay. Even mom could be on the mind, or a maternal figure, things like that. Saturn will be conjuncting Sirius. So again, Saturn being old bones, you know, Saturn is all about that longevity. So pay attention to the bones, because you do have, again, the fact that just all this energy, mercurial energy. Remember, Mercury rules Virgo too. We got the South Node in Virgo as well. There can be something here, like it's like maybe you want to stretch a little more, if there's anything here. All right, only because you have a lot of this 12th house activity that I'm bringing this up. Okay, now the other thing is over the weekend. Yeah, the moon's going to be in Leo, so it's going to be really, really, really fun. And that's going to start around 5 p.m. on Friday when the moon moves into Leo. Leaves your sign. Like end of the workday, you're gonna have a lot of fun. The weekend is gonna be all about creativity and love and romance and family and children and joy and self-expression and recreation and pleasures and sex and intimacy, all of that. You still have the moon trying Saturn and Neptune, all right? So a lot of y'all may be really, really embracing this energy, especially working on that confidence in any of these areas in your life. It is in your second house, yeah? So there could also be something here with money. You put everything, when I look at your chart, I'm like, a lot of y'all may actually turn a hobby into something that you can monetize. So think about that, because it is an amazing weekend when you have your ruler, the moon, sextiling the sun, Mercury, right? Trining Saturn and Neptune, trining Sirius. This is amazing, all right? The moon will trine Saturn too, by the way. And that is really auspicious, because it is almost like these new habits, these new routines, these new patterns, especially in terms of like how you want to be rewarded in the future, right? Do you see how, and again, that's in your second house of income, salary, finances, money. Do you see why you got the Six of Pentacles in your crown and the Knight of Pentacles here as well in your final outcome, and the Hanged Man, all about your perspective and how you see things. All right. The one thing I am going to say is that the moon will be opposite Pluto right here. You see that as well on Friday. So it's just like a fleeting moment. But remember, Pluto is very active in your 8th house. That can be really deep. And so A, just don't let anyone get your goat. And then B, use this to feel empowered and have that deep love and passion. It's very inspiring if you can use it in terms of, you know, as part of your transformation. So lastly, Juno squaring Mars all week. That's fine. The thing that you're going to feel basically is it's going to perfect over the weekend on like 20 degrees on Friday. So you will feel it a lot more strongly over the weekend. Remember, Juno is linked to Libra. So it's all about truth and justice and fairness and balance when it comes to partnerships, relationships, marriage, contracts, legal matters, personal connections, personal commitments. Okay? And so all this does is testing relationships. So so there may be something here with Pluto highly active in your 8th house. What did I say about like a relationship building? And it doesn't have to be love. It can be, you know, like I said, it could even be a friend. It can even be a friend here. But this is, you know, all about having open communication. That's going to benefit you. You throw in the fact that you got Mercury trine Pluto, the Mercury Cazimi, everything with Mercury this week. It's learning how to compromise. It's part of your growth and transformation. And remember, the moon will trine Saturn. So this can also be setting you up for healthy boundaries if you need that. Plain and simple, it's also just passion. It's intense passion. When you get Juno square Mars, if you use it the right way, and maybe you feel a little bit more assertive with Mars, it's passion and it feels good. So use this, all right? And avoid power struggles and conflicts, okay? That's all. Compromise. But it starts with being honest with yourself. All right, so let's pull some cards for this new moon. Cancer, what we can expect for the new moon for you. All right, for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. That was a long, like, I looked at you for a long time. Cancer, okay. Okay. Do you remember your forecast last week? By the way, if you're new, when you get the same card from two different decks, here, you really want to pay attention. You got the Magician, okay? Now, this would be for the new moon. I'm just doing a 3-card spread, so this would be you moving into this week. What was in the heart of your spread last week? There's something new for sure. Feel it. That power to manifest anything that you want with a Magician. That's insane. Anything you want. As above, so below. Take that inspired action. Knight of Cups. So when I talk about partnership relationships for you, well, there you go. For this new moon, that's part of your hopes and wishes and dreams. Remember, the star is attributed to Aquarius. You got Pluto really active. Pluto in Aquarius in your 8th house of partnership building. And again, it can be love, it can be career, it can be it just wherever that resonates. But the Knight of Cups, the Knight in Shining Armor, yeah, there's something there. At the end of the day, it's you wanting to fill your cup. So even if there's nothing here with partnerships and relationships, that's a lot of creative energy, imagination, creativity, maybe even creative projects, maybe creative partners. But either way, it's you and the choices that, right? That for you're taking for your inspired action. So there can be someone coming into your life this week too, when you get the Knight of Cups popping up for a new moon. And finally, you saw me shuffle. You got the Sun. You're good. You're good. That's what you can expect. The Sun, optimism, opportunities, vitality, good health, right? All of that. All of that. Achievements. This rebirth. The Sun is card 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. What is that? 1. New beginning. Magician. Card 1. New beginning. So there's something here that you can really look forward to with that new moon, with the Sun moving into your sign very soon too, because this would be like what you can expect in the future. Cancer, you're good. I love y'all. I'll see you next week. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Hi, Leo. Thank you so much for being members. Y'all are amazing. This is going to be a week. You got a Tower moment. Now, here's where, as a tier 3 member, I'll tell you a little bit more. Okay? Here's the thing. There is definitely something here where, again, when you have Uranus at where Uranus is at now, conjuncting Mercury, you see that here. You see that here. So this could be your big breakthrough too. Use this Tower moment. Okay? Now, this week, let me bring up the board. So Juno will square Mars all week. We'll talk about that, okay, at the end. But you've got the void moons. These are when you don't want to, pull your boss to the side and say, we need to talk, I need a raise, or, any big conversations, and love to, or signing anything. If you want to know more about void moons, it's in the description box, okay? Now, May 26th, we have that golden triangle. It's absolutely amazing. Here's the thing. It is happening. And by the way, May 26th, I love this day. You got Pluto trining the moon. You have Pluto trining the moon. You're going to be so social that this is like amplifying that intuitive energy and where you can feel this great depth in relationships. It's very inspiring. But what makes it special is this golden triangle. And I saw this. I was like, this is so beautiful. This mini golden triangle when you have the moon in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, and Ceres in Aries at 3 degrees. The Gemini degree, like the Mercury degree. You can't make this up. So for y'all, yeah, there's something here with partnerships and relationships. It's for a lot of y'all, maybe a friendship. Okay? It can be anything. anything, just one-on-one commitment, legal matters as well. Something with the courts possibly for a lot of y'all that you may be experiencing, going through. But this is when this triangle is like a mini spiritual awakening. So you may feel this really strongly when you have justice, the judge that showed up. Okay, a gun. Yeah, you saw your last week's reading. So I really, really love this because there's something within you that you're feeling spiritually, emotionally. It's even like this really strong kick to your, gut instincts, all about self-care and nurturing with Sirius. And it's happening right before the new moon. So perfect. The timing is just, it's amazing. All right. I can't believe I just did that. Now, you see Wednesday, May 28th, very interesting day, because the first half of the day, you have the moon conjunct Jupiter. This is so special, enormously special. When you have an aspect like this, and again, I talk about this in my, June overview on what it's in your 11th house. Okay. Your hopes, your wishes, your future hopes, wishes, dreams, long-term goals, all of that. There may be something here with money too, and self-worth, self-value. It's just a really good feel-good moment. And it could be some things that you manifested maybe Monday night or even Tuesday, where you just start feeling or seeing things, unfolding. It's like if you were to, let's say, like go to brunch with your lover or something like that. This morning, it's going to be the best brunch you've had since you can remember. If you go on like, a fishing trip with a family in the morning, it's going to be so memorable. That's the moon conjunct Jupiter and Gemini. But there's, again, I want you to be social. This is a lot of friendship, community, benefactors, allies. It's like rewarding. Now, the other thing is, you're going to see the moon. So the moon then moves into Cancer around 2 p.m. Again, Eastern Standard Time, my time. I want to remind you the moon is emotions and it's feelings and it's the subconscious, okay? It's also like things with family and home. Your maternal side. Remember, the moon is the feminine, yeah? Gut instincts, like I said, or you being a mother or your mother, all right? So at this time, you will have Ceres square the moon. And that's a big deal because Ceres is, associated with the moon to a degree, more Virgo. But then you have the moon that rules Cancer, and you have the moon in Cancer. So everything that I said earlier, right? There can be something here with mother, relationship with mother figure, maternal figure. It could be a female boss, anything, right? Female, right? Feminine energy. You just may feel changes. You may feel there is a little bit of a change. Remember, with a week like this, don't overthink. It's that think before you speak energy. Should something come up, every Leo is different. You have different charts. But this, you just may feel something here. And if not that, and always be the best version of yourself, right? But if not that, you have Saturn conjuncting Ceres all week, okay? So two things here. There could be a male boss. There could be a male figure involved. There could be something with mom and dad. There could be something with, do you know what I mean? Like grandparents. But again, it's more about with Saturn conjuncting Ceres, pay attention to your bones. Saturn is bones. Do you need to stretch? Do you need to do physical therapy? Do you need to take more calcium? Do you need more sun? All those things, they may be something that comes to the surface. Remember, we have the South Node in Virgo already. Ceres is linked to Virgo. So it's it's like out with the old, all right? That's the South Node. It's the past, leaving things in the past, but making these corrections, these clarities, having these insights, okay? But there may be something here, again, with a female figure that is on a subconscious level for you. The moon is the subconscious, but Cancer rules the 12th house of the subconscious, and you have Ceres in Aries in your 9th house, which is very spiritual, higher mind, intuition. So there can be some psychic resonance you feel. I know that sounds, but I'm just letting you know. And that's from 2 p.m. for, let's just say the rest of the day, but you're going to feel it strongly around that time. Now, Over the weekend, the moon is in your sign. Starting Friday, 5 p.m. That is so fun. The moon in Leo is so fun. It's the end of the workday, Eastern Standard Time. Moon in Leo all weekend long. All right, so this weekend is all about you. Okay? There is likely going to be some things where if you have children or grandchildren, yeah, spend time with them. Okay? This is also love. It's romance. It's true love. It's creativity. It's sex. It's the moon in Leo. I mean, it's recreation too, hobbies. Like I said, I think that some of y'all, there's going to be a lot of home stuff this week for y'all. Okay? Just a lot of home stuff, but partnerships, relationships as well. This is one of the best weekends. You have the moon, sextile the sun, Mercury, trine Saturn, and Neptune, trine Sirius. Like, you can't make this up. Start a creative project. Some of y'all are going to be having kids. This is, everything I mentioned earlier. So there's going to be a lot of focus here. You have the moon trine Saturn over the weekend, which is so auspicious. It's like starting new habits, new routines, new patterns. So again, Saturn rewards you. Saturn is karma. There's something here you may feel that's really, really special. And it could be you as a mother or a father as well with your children or grandchildren. It just feels really good. Now, the only thing is the moon will be opposite Pluto. That is going to be a fleeting moment. Partnerships, relationships, legal matters. Don't let anyone get your goat. It can be a little strong. You may feel it throughout the day. But if you use it, if you trust your intuition, it's great. All right? It's feeling deep passion, empowerment. It can be really inspiring. And then June 1st, the moon will conjunct Mars in your sign. So you will really feel it on Sunday. This empowerment, this go, go, go energy. All right? So just be mindful of that. It's very spirited. Now, Juno squaring Mars all week, that's fine. You will feel it more over the weekend. That's when they will actually perfect on Friday. All right? Remember, Juno is all about truth, justice, and balance of power in relationships, partnerships, contracts, legal matters, fidelity, infidelity, all of that. All right? And Juno squaring Mars. So, Mars being in your sign, this is a big deal. A lot of things at home. Remember, Juno is in Scorpio. So a lot of things at home, family, your significant other. There may be something here. Realtor, real property manager, something. Remember, it's real estate too. But in general, with everything overlapping, with Pluto in the mix, partnerships, relationships, that's what Juno is anyway. So it can be career, it can be love, anything, friendship. You have a lot of friendship stuff. All this is saying be open to communication, compromise. There may be things here that you greatly benefit from when you throw Mercury trine Pluto in the mix, the Mercury Cazimi. So that's all about your growth and transformation. And remember, the moon is trining Saturn. So there can be something here where you are setting up boundaries, right? But you got Neptune in Aries too. So maybe dissolving boundaries. It's all up to you. It's the moon. It's your gut instincts. It's your intuition when it comes to anything that I just mentioned. All right. And the other thing is, when you have Juno square Mars, that is intense passion. That is wonderful. That's amazing. Maybe even being a lot more assertive in relationships, but in that fun way. As long as you avoid like any power struggles and conflicts. Remember, it's all about that compromise. But if you can't, that's why you have that tower moment. That's why you have what's happening here. Your entire spread, all right? So trust your intuition. Always be the best version of yourself and learn. Not learn, but just, be open to compromise. Now, let's see what's going on for you with this new moon in Gemini. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. I think that's the longest I looked at you. Leo, we have a connection. All right, let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You cannot make this up. And this is why sometimes I've been doing this a long time. Sometimes it's just so eerily accurate to what's happening and to what I've already said to you. Like, I just don't get it sometimes. But now I do. Queen of Swords, Libra. Just like the Justice card. That's all you're seeking. Fairness, truth. But this is not letting emotions cloud your judgment. This is all up here. All right. She's the Queen of Swords. She leads with her head, not her heart. So some of these things, you've got to leave emotions at the door so it doesn't cloud your judgment. It doesn't mean you're being emotionless. It's just like up here, right? In terms of, and this is also like great ideas. This is also being a decision maker. This is also being the mediator. Amazing, right? Amazing. This is really great because Libra rules your third house of communication and contracts and agreements and everything I mentioned. That Gemini, remember, Gemini is the native ruler of the third house. So you have that overlap there anyway. Five of Wands, another Leo card. This is Saturn in Leo. So if this is you moving into this week with a new moon, and this is the new moon, just be mindful. This is not seeing eye to eye. And the Five of Wands is ego. Okay? It's egos at play. Remember, they're children. These are just kids, but they're swinging their wands, and it's like not worth your time or energy. That's what the Five of Wands is. Someone has to rise above and say, let's see eye to eye and compromise. Interesting, right? So there is going to be something here for sure that just we need to put some attention on. And then, wow, like I don't make this up. You rise above, you have that moment, you have that tower moment too. Even, again, it may be just something up here, that a change of seeing things. The Four of Wands, what you can expect. And this, as you know, is a card of like celebration and milestones. And did you see your last week's reading? You had it in your final outcome. So you can still expect that. This is marriage. Remember, so you got a lot of home stuff happening. So there can be something here with the kids too. There could be something here with you like it's one. So it could be career, or it could be you getting a job. It could be getting you getting a promotion, getting a new job, starting your own business, having a baby. Some of y'all having babies. Like I said, there's milestones. You're good. You're absolutely good. But there's going to be something you're going to have to face. You're amazing, Leo. And remember, it just makes you stronger. Oh my gosh. Okay, Leo, thanks so much. I'll see you next week. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, Virgo. Thank you so much for being members. Y'all, this is a big week for you. It's huge. I cannot... Listen, the other thing is Mercury is commerce too, right? Mercury, commerce, like all that. So just keep that in mind. There is a lot happening for you. Now, this new moon, May 26th. Actually, let me pull up the board. Gosh, this is amazing. So, highlights, Juno square Mars. We will talk about that. I do want to point out the void moons. Remember, this is, when you don't want to sign contracts, when you don't want to have important conversations, just these time blocks. If you don't know void moons, it's in the description box where I explain what this means. Okay, so you just want to avoid these times. Now, I do love that. What do I have for you? I have Monday, May 26th. You see that we have the golden triangle, all right? But I'm looking at okay. First, I love the Pluto trine for you, especially Pluto will be trining the moon. And again, Pluto being in Aquarius and this in your sixth house, and you are the native ruler of this sixth house. So there is just this, when we talk about transformation, Pluto is transformation, right? You know that at this point, but there's this level of depth, and you throw in the moon, there's this heightened intuition, really great depth with loved ones and relationships. And this is really inspiring. And you may be inspired to do something at home or, with a creative project or something, even with your health as well. But here's the thing as well. All week, you do have a lot of home stuff too. Okay. And health. I want you to be mindful of health this week. I'm not saying anything I'm just saying Sirius is moving. Let's talk about that actually. That's part of this golden triangle. So, you know that on May 26th, we do have that new moon in Gemini, all right? At night, right? You've got the moon in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, and Sirius in Aries. Remember, 3 degrees. That's happening during the day. So you're going to feel that all day before we even get to the new moon. And remember, that is a Mercury degree. So, and you can throw in Neptune. Neptune's not far away. So this basically is this mini spiritual awakening. This is very curious, very open-minded as well about absorbing new things, wanting new things. You're going to feel this. It's also a strong urge of feeling your maternal side, your paternal side, your gut instinct, self-care, nurturing. That is Ceres, right? Ceres. What did I say? Persephone's mother. So Ceres, now freshly new in Aries. So there's that fierce sense of taking care of others, right? You're Virgo. You're all about service to others. All right. So taking care of you and your health, self-care, self-nurturing. So you're strong enough for others. That's what's happening here, especially with relationships too. All right. So, and again, June is just bonkers for you. And remember, everything is spilling over into the 27th as well, May 27th, for the new moon. That's a really good time to plant seeds. May 28th, you can see, is also amazing. You got the moon conjunct Jupiter in the morning. That is so auspicious. There's going to be something here. This is at 27 degrees. When the moon conjuncts Jupiter, that is the Gemini degree. I don't make this up. This is insane. So in the morning, up until, like 1, 2 p.m., because you see the moon will square Ceres. We're going to get to that. That'll be about 2 p.m. That's when the moon actually moves into Cancer. But in the morning, just there's going to be, for a lot of y'all, things that the seeds that you plant for the new moon, you may see it manifest this morning. Okay. Or let's say you go on like a short trip in the morning. Okay. It will be the best trip that you've had. Right. Or do you know what I mean? Like things like that. You've got Jupiter conjuncting the moon. The moon is emotions, it's feelings. A lot of this will be career related or family related. Okay. But a lot of creative energy as well in a really big way, or just your reputation as well. But it's reaping rewards. What else is here? So when the moon is going to move into Cancer that day on the 28th up until Friday. So that's just a lot of energy and home, family, loved ones. All right, real estate, even property matters. You have a lot of that happening too. There is going to be, by the way, the moon is also like your maternal side, gut instincts, maybe even your mother, your grandmother. Remember, the moon is like feminine energy. So that's why I'm bringing up Ceres squaring the moon. This is big because not only is the moon in its rulership of Cancer, it's also squaring Ceres, which is, again, your asteroid. That's yours. Ceres is linked to Virgo. Remember, self-care, health, all of that. You rule that. That's the 6th house. Okay. Remember, Hygeia also moved into Gemini, but that's not as big of a thing as this. Now, there could be something here just around 2 p.m. after. All right. Maybe you feel it throughout the day. Maybe a relationship, something with your mother, or a grandmother, or a female figure, or a maternal figure. Could be even a female boss, or just someone with a very strong feminine energy. There could be something here where it may be a little bit of a squeeze. All right. But at the same time, remember all the Mercury aspects that are happening this week. So remember, don't overthink. Okay. I want you to feel it's the moon, right? And remember everything I said earlier, like thinking before you speak. You always want to be, the best version of yourself. Should something come up, because every Virgo is different, right? But there just can be something here. Now, you've also got the moon in Cancer that, rules your 11th house. There could be something here about your hopes, your wishes, your future dreams. It could also be something with your social network. So maybe not your mother, maybe a friend, maybe a friendship or a group you belong to, or a community. Yeah. All right. So just keep that in mind. And then over the weekend, the moon in Leo is just really fun. It starts at 5 p.m. on Friday. There you go. End of the workday all weekend. So what is this? It is a weekend where you're going to have a lot of fun. It's creative projects. It's love, it's romance, it's family and children. It's joy, pleasure, it's sex, it's recreation, it's intimacy. That is, and remember, you have the moon sextile the sun, Mercury, yeah, and trining Saturn and Neptune too, and trining Ceres. So just looking at what's going on for you, it's really, really big. There's something here. There's something here. That's part of your transformation. And when you have the moon trine Saturn, by the way, that's so auspicious over the weekend. There is definitely going to be a part of you where it's like you getting, remember I said out with the old, in with the new, especially with Saturn. Here, habits, routines, patterns, thoughts. It's like getting rid of like old stuff as you move into this brand new era and creating these new ones for yourself. And also now that you have Saturn in the picture, now you have like maternal figure and Saturn being the father. There could be something here with father figure. There could be something here with like a boss, a male boss, or just something like that. All right. The one thing is that moon will be opposite Pluto. Just be mindful of that. That'll be on, what day? It's, yeah, moon opposite Pluto. You're really gonna feel it more on Saturday, and it's fleeting. But again, this is why I'm just like, there's something here that may be here with health, with Pluto in Aquarius in your sixth house of health, healthcare, self-nurturing, self-care, all of that. So just be mindful. Saturn, like I said, is bones as well. It may be a time where you're asking yourself, do I need to do more stretching? Should I take more calcium? So things like that. Okay. Just health may be on your mind as well. And it could just, it could also be like people within your world. All right. And then lastly, and with work as well, you have a lot of work stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if there's someone, it's almost like a scenario that could play out this week is like, you do start your own business, you do get a promotion, something happens, and maybe one of your colleagues is like jealous, and now they're just like, they send you this passive aggressive congratulations message. That would be the moon opposite Pluto. So it's, sixth house is also work and colleagues and employees. So just don't let anyone get your goat. Yeah. And you're going to be fine. And it is a time where you can go deep with passion. All right. Empowerment. That's Pluto. It can be very inspiring. Now, remember, Juno will be squaring Mars all week. All right. So they're going to perfect over the weekend. So yes, you will feel Juno square Mars over the weekend, where you feel a lot of other things over the weekend. Juno linked to Libra, all about truth, justice, and balance in marriage, contracts, relationships, partnerships, one-on-one connections, legal matters, things like that. Okay. And it's squaring Mars in Leo. The thing is, you got Mars and Leo in your 12th house, but Mars rules your 8th house. So there is something here with partnerships and relationships for sure, where you just may be tested. All right. But remember, June is all about like I said, the truth and justice. So this is you. It's like you wielding the sword, cutting anything that that, okay, this isn't working out in my favor. Right. But you feeling empowered, that's Juno. And so just keep that in mind. There may be something here. It can be work. It may be a colleague. It could be that colleague that sent you that passive aggressive message. All this is saying is have, open communication. You throw Mercury trine Pluto too, right? And the Mercury Cazimi, I feel like you're just going to see things you needed to see. It's all part of your growth, your transformation. It's also, especially when you throw in the moon trining, Saturn, there could be, Saturn's boundaries. It could be you setting up boundaries, or maybe with Neptune involved, dissolving boundaries. It is up to you. What is the truth and justice you seek? Yeah. It could even be assertive energy, but at the end of the day, Juno square Mars, as long as you're using it in a way where you're being your authentic self, it is like passion, intense passion. It is. With the moon in Leo too, it's all right. So just keep that in mind. If you are here for passion, and it can be work, it can be love, it can be anything. Just avoid power struggles and conflicts, because that is what if that could happen with Juno square Mars if you're not, being your authentic self. Now, let's see this new moon for you. New moon in Gemini for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. All right. Let's see what we got here. Virgo, how are y'all doing? Okay, so this is why. All right, let's just. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Take that time. Take that time. Are you putting your energy into something that you feel has reached a point of fatigue where you're not seeing any gains or or is there something that you really worked hard for and you're here and now you're like, okay, everything's set. I'm going to let it grow. I'm going to let things grow. It's up to you. When you get the Seven of Pentacles, it's just saying, what do you want moving forward for your future? All you have to do is take that pause, have a little moment of meditation. 5 minutes is all it takes. What comes up? What comes up? That's the Seven of Pentacles, right? But then you get the Chariot. So when you take that pause, and you move forward and nothing holds you back and you're ready to go. And the Chariot is Cancer. So remember, in June, when we move into Cancer season, with one of the best new moons in Cancer, when you got the moon conjuncting Jupiter, that new moon in Cancer conjuncting Jupiter, when was the last time you saw that, right? Cancer, again, rules your 11th house of your future hopes and wishes and dreams, which the Chariot is connected to. By the way, this is willpower. This is courage. This is boom. So what does that lead to? Page of Cups. You got something new coming into your life, all right? That's the new moon for you. You're good. Page of Cups. This is just following your bliss. Following your bliss. A lot of creative energy keeps coming up. Please use that creative energy. It really is. It can be a new person coming into your life, whether it is work or career or love or romance or friendship, whatever it is, whatever you're putting your energy into. But it's also you just be like, there's something new. Pages are that fresh new energy with the fact you got the Ace of Wands, the Empress, you're good. You're amazing, Virgo. Thanks so much. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Hi, Libra. I had to take a moment. Y'all are good. I don't even know what to say. Let's just thank you for being members. Let's dive in. Okay. I'm going to leave this for you like that. I cannot believe, okay. This just never happens. It never happens. By the way, I'll change everything back. So you can see everything in its position as we do your, okay. Like, I can't believe this. I honestly cannot believe this. Everything's changing for you. You know that. I hope you know that. Okay. And here's our affirmation. It's both here. It's astrology. It's everything. It's intuitively everything. So this week, okay. Let me bring up the board. Yeah. Juno will square Mars. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm showing you the void moons as well. Remember, those are the time frames where. Remember, convert it. This is Eastern Standard Time. Convert it to wherever you live in the world. You just don't want to sign anything or have them put in conversations. Like, don't pull your boss to the side and say, we need to talk. I need to write. It's like, you don't want to do it during void moons. And if you want to learn more about void moons, it's in the description box. Okay. Now, you also have May 26th. Remember, I just love the moon trine Pluto. This is just amazing. This is great. Okay. There's this depth that's really inspiring. Again, did I tell y'all have a lot of home and family stuff all week? Yeah, all right. And it feels really good. But here's the thing. On May 26th, even before you get to the new moon, we have that mini golden triangle. And I saw this. I'm like, listen, you got the moon in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, Ceres in Aries, okay? And this is at 3 degrees. Again, the Gemini degree, the Mercury degree. So yeah, you can also throw in Neptune. Neptune's in Aries, freshly new as well. But this is what, with Ceres, I thought was great. This triangle is like, it's like a mini spiritual awakening is what it is before you even get to the new moon. So I love this. It's this, your quest for just something
like meaningful, right? Like it's just like, oh, I feel this. And it is a time to like really be curious. You'll feel this all day. Yeah, you'll feel it. It's also really strong, like maternal, paternal, gut instincts, self-care, nurturing. That's what Sirius is, okay? So you're going to really, really feel this. Partnerships, relationships, love, family, children, all of that on the table here. This feels really good. Really love this, but there will be a side of you that's going to be like, it's almost, remember, Ceres is all about self-care, self-nurturing, right? It's in Aries now, so real, like fiercely. So you can take care of others. So you can support others. Do you see why these asteroids are big deals? Yeah? So it's having that insight as well. What do I have to do to take care of the ones that, I need to protect, or for me? What's for my best interest? Because this includes mental health as well, right? So there's something where it's just you gotta that Five of Pentacles. Something's gotta adjust. Now, the morning of the 28th, May 28th, enormously special with the moon conjunct Jupiter. This is very spiritual for you, and you're going to be having a lot in your mind because this is at 27 degrees, which is the Gemini degree, another Gemini degree, right? So big. This is big. And that's why I'm saying it's okay to set intentions and seeds, plant seeds the day after, even the morning. Okay? Because you see, around 2 p.m. when the moon squares Ceres, you don't want to. All right? But the moon conjunct Jupiter is just feel good energy. It's like the things that you manifest Monday, Tuesday, you could even see it start developing Wednesday morning. And Wednesday morning is like it's for instance, like if you were to go on a trip in the morning, like a short trip, I don't know, fishing trip, whatever it is, in the morning, it'll be like your best trip ever, right? Or if you learn something, like there's this profound takeaway. Remember, this is happening in your ninth house of, again, that spiritual awakening. It's like it's all here. Do you see how everything makes sense with that mini grand trine? And then you got moon conjunct Jupiter in your ninth house of spirituality, your belief system. There's a shift in perspective here, and you just got to act on it because it's deep and you feel it. All right, you will this week for sure. So I really love that. And around 2 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, that's when the moon will move into Cancer, and then just immediately, square Ceres. And so there is going to be this week, you're going to have, the moon is emotions, right? So all week, moon, emotions, feelings, subconscious, family, home, your maternal side, your instincts, gut instincts, your mother, your grandmother, female boss, female authority figure, like maternal figure. The moon is feminine, right? You as a mother as well. So all week, but May 28th to May 30th, strongly with the moon in Cancer. The moon rules Cancer, but also remember Cancer rules your 10th house. So there could be something here in terms of your reputation, how you're being seen, or career. Now, you see this, the moon square Ceres right here. Okay, so around 2 p.m., again, my time, you'll feel it pretty much, I would say the day. All right, just keep that in mind. After 2 p.m., there is going to be something about your maternal side or your mother or your relationship with your mother. There could be a bit of a squeeze here, right? Because the moon square Ceres, by the way, it's, for instance, do you live far away from your mother for a reason? Can you only see her a couple times or talk to her on the phone? Do you need physical distance? That's the moon square Ceres. A lot of people have this in their charts. So it's not a bad thing. It's just like you just can't be around her all the time. Y'all have different, do you know what I mean? So there may be something that comes up. And again, it can be a boss or female boss or something like that. Just know Mercury, again, is highly active. So don't overthink. Don't overanalyze. Think before you speak. Be the best version of yourself. And it's all about the heart and emotions and feelings. Yeah? So keep that in mind. Ceres is also health. Remember, self-nurturing, self-care. So take care of you. Now, over the weekend, the moon in Leo, super fun. Starts at 5 p.m. All right? Eastern Standard Time. It's the end of the workday on Friday. One of the best weekends. Moon in Leo is just fun. So, what's going to happen for you, Libra? Moon in Leo? Well, there's a lot of creative energy, creative projects, love, romance, everything I said, family, children, joy, procreation, sex, intimacy, all that's going to be really highlighted. Leo, I mean, this is 11th house activity for you. So you're just going to be social anyway. You could meet like the true love through a friend or a community. You could spend a lot of time with friends. I would just be social. All right. 11th house is also your future hopes, wishes, and dreams. And you've got the moon sextiling the sun, Mercury, right? Trining Saturn and Neptune, trining Ceres. You got a bundle of so many amazing things happening over this weekend. When the moon trines Saturn too, which is happening over the weekend, right? It's so auspicious and it's so nice because what is that? It's new habits, it's new routines, new patterns. This is big. And a lot of it emotionally, but also there's something here about structure. It's big. Mercury's still in the mix. So there's something, it's almost like there's this reward that you know is waiting for you and you're going to get it. Now, with Saturn in the mix, yeah, again, Saturn is bones. So, again, health-wise, just be mindful. There could be something here where you do something or have this clarity in terms of, I'm going to stretch a little more. Or, you know what I mean? So, and then Saturn is also like father figure. So there could be something here with mom and, you know, dad. It is the moon in Leo. The sun rules Leo. So mom and dad, there may be something, all right? Or you as a mom and dad. Now, the one thing is the moon will be opposite Pluto. So just keep that in mind that, you know, it's a fleeting moment. And remember, Pluto and Aquarius, there may be something here with, you know, money or self-worth, self-value, or family, children, true love, romance, or creativity. Just keep that in mind. It just should something come up because every Libra is different, right? It just may be like, you know, someone's trying to get your goat. Maybe you don't see eye to eye with a creative partner. But remember, it's all about compromise. And if you use this without, you know, when you're vibrating at a high frequency, this is great. This is deep love, passion, empowerment. It's inspiring. Now, lastly, Juno, linked to your sign, will square Mars all week. So Mars is, you know, action, but also the God warrior. So Juno, Jupiter's wife, this is a square and it'll perfect over the weekend. So you're going to start feeling it more on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But basically what this is testing relationships. And once again, you see that happening. So do you see how the asteroids of planetoids, they're big. You gotta, that's why I bring them in. All right. So it can be with legal matters, contracts, relationships, personal connections, commitments, things like that. Right. But all it does is test relationships. You're just going to be going through some test here. You throw in all the Mercury aspects too. It'll be good for you. Yeah. Remember, you have that clarity with that Mercury Cazimi. So what does that mean? This week is all about compromise, learning to compromise as part of your growth and transformation, or recognizing something that doesn't work for you. Yeah. When Juno squares Mars, Juno is working in your favor for that truth and justice. Yeah. So plain and simple, that's all it is. Now, if you can use this at a high frequency, Juno square Mars is intense passion. Intense passion. You do the math, all right? With partners. Okay, that's all I'm saying, all right? Just avoid power struggles because it can bring up power struggles, all right, or conflicts. And you do that, you'll be fine because it is assertive energy too. Anyway, you are seeking that passion. Let's get to it, Libra. Let's see what we can expect with the new moon in Gemini for Libra, sun, moon. Ooh, there we go. And rising. All right, so Libra. Oh gosh, you can't. I don't. Oh my gosh. Okay. This makes sense. First card.
And if you're new, remember, when you get the same card from 2 different decks, you really want to pay attention. You get the 4 ones twice. All right. You're good. You're absolutely good. There's something, a big milestone. There's something big happening for you. You know that. You know that. All right. And it just may be partnerships, relationships, career, just a big passion, ambition of yours. Now, 5 of Swords. With that 5 of Pentacles, yeah. Remember what I said this week is all about compromise. So 5 of Swords, there's just something here with relationships. There's something here with love. There's something here with your significant other. There's something here with a business partner. There's something here with your boss. There's something here where maybe even a colleague or an employee of yours, where it's all about seeing eye to eye and being open to communication. That's all. If it's something building up here, we've got to remove that. All right? It's swords. That's all it is. All right? And so there can be something here where it's just like we really need to trust our intuition. And remember, it's a lot of mercurial energy this week. Just keep everything in mind about what I said, because that's all about rising above. All right? You do that and you're good to go. You got the 3 of Pentacles, unlike what you can expect after. And even if you mix up these cards, it's still telling that story of there's something you can expect, there's something new happening, something really exciting, but you can't overthink, and you can't be in a place where, or overanalyze, or be in a place where you're combative or even defensive and not listening to others. That's all it is. All right? But that 3 of Pentacles, building something new with other people. And in a monetary, what did I talk about? That monetization is Pentacles. Anyway, and the Pentacles are in the structure of the building. So there's something here being built for, remember, 3 is a vibration of the Empress, something new, something long lasting. Libra, you're amazing. I'll see you next week. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being members. I thought someone was like out my window. Anyway, what? Amazing. Let's jump right in. Listen, this is going to be a week, and a lot of it has to do with Juno, to be honest, but I'm going to show you. Let me pull up the board, and you can see that Juno will be squaring Mars. Again, remember, that's all week. We'll talk about it after, all right? Because you're really going to feel it the most over the weekend. But May 26th, again, just really huge. One big thing here. One thing that I feel is responsible for the type of spread that you had is that Pluto will be trining the moon. And that, again, Pluto is your ruler. And this is just such heightened intuition, really great depth when it comes to relationships in any form. All right, loved ones, remember, this is going to be very inspiring because Pluto is very active for you. All right. And so I think that there's that Queen of Pentacles energy is really strong. It's very strong. And this is what I was talking about. Before you even get to the new moon, you've got the moon, you got that golden triangle. You got the moon in Gemini, right? Pluto in Aquarius, and then Ceres in Aries, all at that 3-degree point. And so, yeah, you can throw in Neptune if you like, because Neptune's not far away. But this is like a mini spiritual awakening, or something within you just whoosh, awakens. Very curious, very open-minded. It's almost like you're on this quest for something like truly like, what can I bring in that's just gonna I'm gonna feel it in my bones. And it's also really strong maternal, paternal energy. That side of you like kicks in really strongly with Ceres here. So that self-care, that nurturing that I was talking about, and it is in your 6th house of health. So very likely also something just physical health. Just be mindful. This is when you may want to start doing something like, maybe I want to start doing kickboxing or cardio classes, or maybe I'm going to do gardening a little bit more. Maybe that's my workout. Maybe I'm going to do. So again, all about self-care, self-nurturing in Aries, a little bit more fiery and spirited, but it's in your 6th house of wellness and care. And that can be physical as well. All right. But a lot of energy around the home this entire week. Remember, this is Pluto in Aquarius in your 4th house. And the moon, right, is the ruler for Cancer. And the moon will be in Cancer. But before we get there, the morning of May 28th. And by the way, everything's spilling over into that May 27th, that Tuesday. Great day. Yeah. Mercury trining Pluto.
perfecting on Tuesday for you. All right. So that's a great day to set intentions and plant seeds. And even up until the morning, May 28th, you see that the moon will conjunct Jupiter. So when you have the moon conjunct Jupiter, it's always really special. It's always really nice. And I do talk about this in the June, overview and like just examples. But this is happening at 27 degrees. That's the Gemini degree. When you have the moon and Jupiter in Gemini, because I can't even, this is humongous. Again, in your 8th house of wealth building. Yeah, this is big. And partnerships, relationships, but also your personal transformation. You are going to feel emotionally moved. It's Jupiter that expands. So there's something here where you want to expand your horizons. There's something here where when you have this, by the way, yeah, conversations that you have, really wonderful, exciting. Maybe you're going to get news that's exciting. But it is one of those things where, let's say you go out for breakfast with a friend or something like that. It's like that with the moon conjunct Jupiter, it's almost like that's the best breakfast that you've had in months, right? That kind of energy, all right? Even like a short trip. Maybe you want to go fishing in the river in the morning. It's like the best, whatever. Like, it's amazing. I did forget to point out the void moons, okay? Just these 2 time slots. Remember, convert it to wherever you are in the world. The Eastern Standard Time is where I am, all right? New York City time. You just don't want to sign contracts or agreements or make even verbal, just everything just goes in circles. And if you don't know void moon, it's in the description box where I go, everything's there, all right? So yeah, even in the morning here on the 28th, it's even like the things that you manifest or wheels that you put in motion with a new moon, you could start seeing it that morning. So really wonderful. All right. And that's afternoon too. You see, that's around 2 p.m. That's when the moon will move into Cancer on that day. Again, Eastern Standard Time. So that, remember, is when the moon will square Ceres. Okay. And it's all going to be at like that 1 degree point. Just a reminder, moon is your emotions, your feelings, your subconscious. It's family, it's home, it's taking care of loved ones. It's your loved ones, it's your maternal side, your gut instincts, you being a mother, your mother, all of that. Remember, the moon is feminine. All right. So when you have Ceres, the mother archetype, squaring the moon, the mother, right? So again, for a lot of y'all, there just may be something here with your relationship with your mother or a maternal figure or a grandmother or even a female boss or even a female travel agent. It's in your 9th house, right? So, but it is a lot of maternal energy, and it could be even you with your daughter, right? So, or even like son, whatever, you being the mother or your maternal side or paternal, okay? It's just feminine energy, but really there is something here that may come up. Every Scorpio is different, and it may be just something with your belief system, a clash with belief system. It is in your 9th house. So just keep that in mind, because this, you may feel all day, and with Mercury highly active this week, please don't forget what I said. Don't overthink things. Don't overanalyze things. It's like if there's some things that you want to say, remember, it's a week of compromise. It's like, remember, like thinking before you speak energy. It's really strong Mercury energy. All right. So just keep that in mind. You have Saturn conjuncting Ceres too. So again, for you in particular, with Saturn in your 6th house of health, just pay attention to anything that may come up where you're like, oh, I want to change this or I want to change that. And this isn't like saying anything bad's going to happen. I'm just saying when you have Saturn conjuncting Ceres, 2 things. A, Saturn is bones. So self-care, self-nurturing. Maybe you do want to maybe you decide this day that maybe I want to stretch a little more. Maybe I want to take stretching classes, yoga classes. Maybe I want to get more calcium in my body. Like just keep that in mind, right? Just keep that in mind. Other thing is that Saturn's also the father archetype, the father, right? Or the boss, male boss, and that energy, okay? Authority, right? Saturn, the authority, conjuncting Ceres. So there could be something here great with mother, father, grandmother, grandmother, you know, like that kind of energy. Just think authority or older. Saturn is old, okay? So older than you. Now, over the weekend, the moon will be in Leo, so that's amazing. That starts at 5 p.m., right at the end of the workday on Friday. And moon in Leo is so fun. So this entire weekend will be really fun. It's going to be all about creativity and love and sex and romance and pleasure and family, children, joy. Like that's that energy, okay? Recreation, hobbies. Leo does rule your 10th house, and you do have the sun in Gemini, you know, the sun being the ruler of Leo. You've got 8th house, 10th house activity. So yeah, there may be something here with partnerships as well. There may be something here as in like with career and your reputation as well. All right. I know it's the weekend, but it could even be something where, I don't know, you get recognized for something that you do. It is a house of recognition. So it is an amazing weekend because you have the moon sextiling the sun, Mercury, trine Saturn and Neptune, trine Ceres. That's a lot, is all I'm saying. Not even like, it's a lot, right? Of goodness. Like you can't get better than this. You have the moon trine Saturn now. So that's very nice. That's super auspicious. And this is really great. When you have the moon trine Saturn, by the way, in your 6th house, whoa. That's when you start coming up with new habits, new routines, new structures. You're going to feel this. You're going to feel this bridge. And even like there's a sense of being rewarded and seeking that reward, that, you know, carrot, that dangling carrot. You see it, you're like, I'm gonna do everything to get that, but I gotta take off some layers. Out with the old, in with the new. All right, a lot of it's up here with Mercury in the mix, moon, emotions, feelings as well. Now the moon will be opposite Pluto. You see that, you will feel that. It is your ruling planet. You will feel that. So that is also gonna happen, you know, pretty much at night, but you may feel it the next day on Saturday. I don't mind it if you use it in this great way. And again, there's gonna be home family stuff here for sure. All right, but don't hold emotions in when you have the moon opposite Pluto. And if you're going to speak, just remember Pluto can be really powerful. This everyone's gonna feel. So don't let anyone get your goat either, or your scorpion, right? This is, if you use this, yeah, you can use it in a way where you really go deep for to feel that empowerment and, you know, feel that passion within you. That's what you want to let out. So it can be really inspiring. Just make sure that you use it in that direction. Now, the last thing, Juno, okay? Square Mars all week. Mars. So you see Mars and Pluto, your planets, very active this week. Now, Juno squaring Mars all week. Again, over the weekend, you will feel the most. They're perfecting Friday. All right. Juno linked to Libra, associated with Libra. So all about truth and justice and balance in partnerships, relationships, marriage, contracts. Juno's like fidelity, infidelity, personal commitments. So again, it can be even with a friend, right? Or whatever, right? Yeah, your dog walker. It doesn't matter. Legal matters as well. All right. So just keep that in mind. A lot of this may have to do with career. All right. For a lot of y'all. But okay. Another thing. So remember, you have Mars in Leo, which can be really, really strong. You've got Juno in your sign. So when I say you're really going to feel this week, you're really going to feel this week. It's all about compromise. When it comes to partnerships, relationships, compromise. Be open to communication. Be open to hearing others. It's almost like you're the judge now, okay? Remember, Juno works in your power. And so when Juno squares Mars, there's something here where relationships may be tested, okay? And again, a lot of this may have to do with home, family, or career, all right? And that's it. And it may be the best thing for you. It may be that one thing you needed where it's like, okay, we spoke now, right? Something was squeezed out of this in a good way because Juno, again, works for you for that truth and justice. So it's all about learning compromise as part of your growth, your transformation, maybe even like setting up personal boundaries, you know, with the moon trine Saturn is boundaries, or maybe, you know, Neptune's in the mix too, maybe dissolving boundaries. It's how you use it, but plain and simple. And you're going to love this. When Juno squares Mars, that is when you use it in the right way. If you can compromise, see eye to eye, all of that, right? This is passion, intense passion. Remember, Juno's in your sign. Yeah. And so you know what I mean by that. Okay. And it maybe even like this assertive energy with Mars here. So just avoid any power struggles, power trips, Pluto in the mix as well. Right. So any of that, you're going to be fine. All about compromise. All right. Remember, you got Jupiter, the moon, all of that in Gemini too, your 8th house, partnership building, relationship building. All right. So maybe a big focus for you. Anyway, let's take a look at this new moon. Yeah. New moon in Gemini for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. And I am using the Aquarius deck too. You got Pluto, your ruler in Aquarius. Anyway, oh my, what the, what? This is why the lunations, asteroids, planetoids, they matter. This second spread matters. It clarifies that. You know that, right? The Empress. You're good. You don't even, you're good. You're good. You got the only 2 people, right, in all of tarot that, right here, that have this symbol of Venus. Yeah. You got the, so where your heart desires, you're getting it. You're getting it. Just continue to manifest that. You're moving into this energy where, remember, the Empress is creation, the birth of new things. She's pregnant. A lot of y'all are having kids, thinking about having kids, maybe having kids, grandkids, all of that. But it's a metaphor. It's like birth of new things, creation, the Empress. Yeah. Now, you also got the only 2 people in all of tarot who hold the golden scepter. So anything they touch turns to gold. With the King of Pentacles and the Empress. You're good. Remember, the Empress 3, 1 + 2 equals new reality. So again, with this new moon, there's definitely something new happening. Go with what your heart desires. Go with what your heart wants. You're going to feel really moved. Remember, that 3 of Pentacles you got too. 3 being a vibration of the Empress. Now, 4 of Swords. You got these other 4. You got now 3 out of 4 swords. Or 4 fours. So this is really great. This is having that peace of mind. It's like, oh gosh, I got through, you know, something with someone maybe even, and whew, feels good. Having clarity now, right? The 4 of Swords. Peace. That stillness of mind. Working with your chakras, but it's just, this nice breath of fresh air. And 4 of Swords is attributed to Libra. All right. So again, partnerships, relationships. So there could be something here with that. There could be something ending that you needed to end, maybe, or an adjustment or a change, or something new that you're coming into that's really amazing. But whatever it is, take that moment for you. Because you got the Wheel of Fortune. Like, you're going through some big change. This is the card of, it's a 10 when 0 equals 1. So, again, there's some new beginning for you. Yeah? There's something new happening. The Wheel of Fortune is also attributed to Jupiter. Luck, good fortune, right? This is this wheel that's new karmic journey, fated, destined for you, something new happening for you. The universe saying, oh yeah, look at Scorpio, we're gonna You're amazing. This is amazing. This is like, what is going on? Scorpio, I love y'all. I love y'all. And that Wheel of Fortune, remember, that just takes you. That takes you in a amazing direction. It's like you've worked on your karmic energy. That's amazing. New path for sure. Oh my gosh, Scorpio, thanks so much. I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being members. I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to clarify that 10 of Wands. Yeah, this is a little, I just want to see. I'm curious. All right. Aren't you? Aren't you? Let's check it out. There you go. There you go. What did I say? Look at that now. That's amazing. High Priestess, when she comes out like that, especially as a clarifier, she comes out to say, remember to trust your intuition. And I've got you. I've got you. This is saying, listen, I am the protector. I am the guardian of the subconscious. And like I said, this entire week, when you got a strong new moon, and then you have the moon moving into Cancer and its rulership, that's big. That's big. A lot of like subconscious energy. And then you've got Juno in Scorpio, your 12th house of the subconscious, active all week, squaring Mars. So anyway, you see what happens here. It just look down it's so much intuitive energy. Anyway, just trust your intuition, and it just seems like there's going to be new insights for you anyway. There's just something that ends here. Now, this week, the new moon in Gemini, absolutely big, as we know. Oh, by the way, let me bring up the thing. So you do have we'll talk about Juno squaring Mars at the end. I also wanted to point out the void moons. So those are the times that came to, it was, for me, it's like, okay, these are big enough to actually bring them up, especially with a week like this. So these are the time frames. And remember, it's all Eastern Standard Time, where you don't want to sign contracts or, don't pull your boss to the side and I need a raise. These are the times you don't do that. You can do it any other time. If you want to know more, it's in the description box. Void moon. I do love this new moon. It's amazing. I love that it's, Pluto is trining the moon. There's so much heightened intuition there. There's some home stuff, family stuff happening right all week. But what I love about this is the moon in Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius and Ceres in Aries at 3 degrees. And again, that's going to happen in the day before you go to the new moon. So you're going to feel that. And again, yeah, you can throw Neptune, intuition, yeah. So Neptune is active as well, not at that 3 degree point, but still conjuncting here as well. So, what is this? It is like a mini spiritual awakening. This 3-way, yeah, this golden triangle, this mini triangle, and revelations, even, or feelings that you have about partnerships, about relationships, about legal matters, about contracts, about one-on-one connections and commitments. Okay? Family stuff, of course. Big. Creative projects. Yeah. So it's also like a really strong, like, you will feel like your maternal side, your paternal side, your, gut instincts, especially with self-care, like mama bear energy. Okay? So you see and then remember, May 27th, perfect day to plant seeds. Yeah. May 28th, enormously special. You see the moon conjunct Jupiter in the morning. Yeah. At 27 degrees. That is the Gemini degree. Another Gemini degree. Yeah. There's 3 of them. There's, anyway, this is amazing when you have the moon conjunct Jupiter. And so remember, I said you're going to feel that all the first 3 days up until this point. Now, this morning of the moon conjunct Jupiter, or this time frame, up until 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it feels so good. All right. And remember, Jupiter is your ruler. So you're going to feel this. And this is all about expansion. It's all about wisdom, inner wisdom. There's likely something where you may learn something. You may even, again, get good news. There's something about being rewarded around this time. But again, a lot of focus on partnerships, relationships, legal matters, contracts, one-on-one commitments, things like that. But when you got the moon conjunct Jupiter, yeah, this is like, for instance, let's just say, like, You go on a short trip in the morning. Yeah. You go to the, I don't know, waterfall. You go hiking or something. That would be, with this happening, with all the other stuff happening. Yeah. It would probably be like one of your favorite memories. Or if you have like brunch with a friend, maybe your best brunch that you've had in many months. Like, use this. It's just really strong. But again, a lot of it's just going to feel. Yeah. All right. So, it's that feel good energy. Now, the moon at around 2 p.m. will move into Cancer. Yeah. And that's when you have that square with Ceres. All right. So I did talk about in the June astrology overview. Just check that out because it, you know, it's squaring the moon, and the moon is like the mother, you know, the feminine, right? It's the high priestess. You can even see her, you know, the sliver of the moon at her feet and even her headdress, and she's associated with the moon, which is intuition and feelings. So it's a great time to explore your feelings. But remember, Ceres is Persephone's mother. It's that strong mother archetype. But then you throw the fact that Ceres is now in Aries, which is so fiery, and that fighting spirit. It's like you will do everything to take care of your loved ones. And so when you've got Ceres here squaring the moon in Cancer, by the way, in your 8th house, yeah, there is something here with partnerships and relationships for you. Okay. So, and family and your loved ones. And yes, you as a mother or your grandmother or a maternal, you know, authority figure. Okay. It can be a boss. So with that said, this is all about nurturing yourself, self-care, so you're strong for others and for yourself. But your relationship, there's going to be relationship stuff here where you just may need to have a little moment where you see eye to eye should something come up. Remember all this mercurial energy too. Don't overthink things. Think before you speak, that kind of stuff. All right. This is just saying there may be a moment here, okay, with another person where you could feel a little bit of a squeeze. Because even when you've got something like this, your emotions can be heightened too. So trust your intuition. That's all you have to do. And again, yes, I said, should something come up, because every Sagittarius is different. You have different charts. So everyone's going to be impacted differently. And maybe even little, you know, I always say, if you're vibrating a high frequency, you don't even feel these squares, right? It's just, anyway, Saturn will be conjuncting Ceres. Remember that. All right. So remember, Ceres is linked to Virgo. So there is something here with health, diet, nutrition. When you throw Saturn in, bones. Okay. So maybe this is a time where you think about, hey, maybe, you know, should I take more calcium? Should I stretch a little bit more? Things like that. All right. Now, over the weekend, starting at 5 p.m. on Friday, end of the workday, Eastern Standard Time, all weekend, you got the moon in Leo. And that is so fun. That's so fun. That's creativity. That's love. That's romance. That's, you know, pleasures. It's, you know, family, children, right? Recreation, like I said, it's intimacy. It's, you know, romance. So wonderful. I mean, because it's not just the moon in Leo. You've got the moon sextiling the sun, Mercury, trining Saturn and Neptune and Ceres. Like, this is absolutely amazing. These trines are so auspicious and sextiles are wonderful. And you've got the moon trine Saturn now. So this is wonderful because this is now, yes, you are likely going to have moments of new habits, new routines, new patterns cross your mind in terms of, this is what I want moving forward. All right. And with Saturn in the mix, Saturn is also like father figure or authority figure as well. So there may be something here as well that comes to mind, or you have a moment with. All right. So you got mother and father in the mix now, or it can just be maternal figure, father figure, whatever resonates for you. It's just, you know, even Saturn is just older. So it would be an older person. Now you do see on that Friday, the moon will be opposite Pluto at a point. So the fact that Pluto in Aquarius is your 3rd house, just be mindful. There is something here where someone could say something that you're just like, right? So always be responsive, not reactive. Or there may be something here where you feel, I really got to say this, but in a way where it's just like, okay, let's remember you got that high priestess. Okay. Now, lastly, and you can use this, the moon opposite Pluto as long as you use this is really inspiring if you use it as in like feeling that deep love and passion and empowerment. That's Pluto. Yeah. So Juno, Jupiter's wife, right? Squaring Mars all week. Now let's break this down. You will feel this mostly over the weekend. They perfect on Friday. So Friday to Sunday, you may feel it mostly. Juno is linked to Libra, like I said. So all about truth, justice, and balance in contracts, relationships, partnerships, one-on-one commitments, marriage, fidelity, infidelity, legal matters, all of that. Okay? Remember, this new moon, it's just Gemini in general. So this entire week will be a focus on partnerships and relationships. Remember, Libra is the native ruler of the 7th house. Juno's linked to Libra. So you see how you're going to have this all week. Okay? But when squares Mars, that tests relationships. Remember, Juno's on your side, here to help you, wants you to find that truth and balance and justice. Mars and Leo, again, that is your 9th house. So something here is spiritual, a spiritual awakening, something here where that shift in perspective. So there's something here that's saying you may have a shift in perspective. You may need a shift in perspective because this is all about having open communication and compromise, okay? Or you may find that someone else needs to have that shift in perspective. At the end of the day, again, if you trust your intuition, you will be fine. It may be you walking away. If you do, don't regret anything. If someone walks away from you, you've got to learn that this is part of your new journey. There's new things coming for you. What I talk about June, right? You got a full moon in your sign anyway. Something is coming to an end anyway. This is just preparing for you. Preparing it. It's in 2 weeks from now. So just keep that in mind. And it is all about compromise, like I said, but the bigger thing, and also when you have the moon trine Saturn, remember Saturn's boundaries too, and you have Neptune here as well. So some of y'all can be setting up boundaries or dissolving boundaries. It's up to you. It's up to you. And you may be a little bit more assertive with Saturn here. Just avoid power struggles and conflicts, especially with, Pluto in the mix as well. You're going to be fine. Last thing, Juno square Mars. The higher expression of that is intense passion. You do the math. All right. So it's good if for anything, but remember, you have a big focus: partnerships, relationships, creative projects. All right. So anyway, let's see. Wrong one. Okay. Let's see the new moon for you. Sagittarius, new moon in Gemini. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. There it is. All right. So how are y'all doing? Sagittarius. I'm sorry. I have to take it. Okay. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, so remember, we're isolating the new moon, right? And what you can expect with a new moon. And it's a cycle for 6 months. You have the 4 of Wands. Amazing. Like I said, I said some of y'all, there was a milestone I was feeling. There you go. So this is like moving into the new moon, right? There is something here that you are likely celebrating, something that's exciting. That's a 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands actually attributed to Venus and Aries. Remember, you have that all week, right? And that is your 5th house of true love, romance. Anyway, you have your 7th house activity. So yeah, this is getting married. This is getting proposed to. This is starting a new job. This is getting a promotion. This is having a baby. This is think big moments. With that 3 of Cups, yeah, okay, really nice, really special. And something freeing where you feel free-spirited. You feel free. All right. Now, the new moon itself, the 4 of Cups. All right. And so that's another 4, right? Remember, it's all about stability, but it just setting yourself up. All right. Planning, organizing. It's building that foundation. 4 of Cups is actually attributed to moon in Cancer. And remember, the moon will be in Cancer this week. All right. But anyway, this is for the new moon. Four of Cups is just saying maybe there is something here that you haven't received yet, or there's something here that's happening where it's like, okay, this is happening. This is great. But there is going to be a point where it's like, let's raise that frequency. This card, I always say it's like the gratitude card, like having gratitude for what you have in your life, right? But the other thing is that because there is something here, you can see here, it's like, yeah, something new is happening, but there's something in the way for me to fully enjoy that. So that has to end, right? With that Four of Cups there, that's all it is, all right? That'll raise your frequency. That's that gratitude, like everything, that high frequency. This is a huge card of like gratitude. And then that happens, what you can expect, the Knight of Pentacles. So another card where this knights are all about action and purpose, and they have drive, and right? Knights taking action. Pentacles, money, 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 setting yourself up, but for the long term here. All right. Knight of Pentacles is all about long-term growth. It's all about long-term commitments. So there's something here happening for the long term, but you making sure it goes for the long term, things that you want. And again, it can be something in your physical world. So yeah, this can be a job, career, this can be a relationship, but for a lot of y'all with all these pentacles popping up, yeah, it can be something that has to do with money and wealth building. And like I said, that new moon that's happening next month in your 8th house of money and wealth building is going to be big. So where you're just moving in that direction. It's, again, a lot of this is like out with the old, in with the new. There may be something here that, you know, it's just not holding on to the past. Okay. It's all about moving forward, but really trust your intuition and you're going to be fine. You got a lot of new things happening for you. You're amazing, Sagittarius. Thanks so much. I will see you. Oh gosh, what happened in this? I will see you next week. All right. Thanks. Bye. Oh, Capricorn. Thank you so much for being members. This is going to be a really big week. I'm already losing my voice. I'm like, bah, bah, bah. All right, let me bring up the board. I feel like this one's just going to be very, very straightforward for you. Big highlight, like I said, Juno square Mars. We're going to talk about that at the end, but I wanted to point out the void moons, okay? These were significant enough for me to say, okay, let me tell you about this, especially with all the mercurial energy. Remember, this is when you want to, these time frames, and it's always going to be Eastern Standard Time, New York City time, are times where you want to avoid signing contracts, signing on a house, things like that, right? Having an important conversation with the boss. If you want to know more about void moons and what not to do, it's in the description box. Now, I do love May 26th. I love this mini triangle, the moon in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, Ceres and Aries. This is major. That's major. So it affects work, money, home for you in a big way, but home is going to be a big thing. And it's wonderful. Remember, it's really wonderful. And what is this? So it's at 3 degrees, first of all. So that's amazing. It's almost like a mini spiritual awakening, or even like an emotional awakening, but for this quest for something new. Something that it's like meaningful life experience. I want to bring that into my life, like that. So it's really great because it happens before the new moon. Okay. It's opening something up inside you before you even get to the new moon. So I really love this. And yeah, there is going to be even like your maternal side, your paternal side could be kicking in really strong around this time. All right. Even emotional side, but it's wonderful. And then May 27th, like I said, really great day, plant seeds, okay? And then the morning of May 28th, look at what's happening. You have the moon conjunct Jupiter. That's one of the best lunations, you know, when the moon conjuncts Jupiter or the moon conjuncts Venus. But the moon conjunct Jupiter is at 27 degrees, the Gemini degree, another Gemini degree. So just like, you can't make this up. It's insane what's happening here. It's bonkers. So anyway, yeah, it's Moon conjunct Jupiter. It's such a feel good moment. Really great, like thinking about things. But even in your physical world, it's all about inner wisdom. But you feel those energies of Jupiter. So it's almost like if you were to take like a day trip this morning, right? I don't know, to the mountains or hiking or whatever. It's almost like that's going to be the best hiking, experience that you've had in months, or you know what I mean? Like maybe you go with a brunch, or go to brunch with a friend. It's like that's going to be the best. It's always something really nice with Jupiter here, which is like luck and expansion. And again, wisdom's like the big thing here, spirituality, and just there may be some shift in perspective with this. And even something rewarding, as in like if you were to plant seeds like the new moon or the day after, you could likely see something here around this time, like that soon. Okay. Now, May 28th to the 30th. All right. So you see the moon moving into Cancer at 2 p.m. Eastern. So that same day, May 28th. So just keep that in mind. All right. So this is when you have the moon square Sirius. All right. So this is kind of a big thing for you. All right. Because it's in Cancer. The moon is in its rulership. So there's something here where it can have to do with partnerships or relationships, or something with your relationship with your mother, or you as a mother, where you just feel a little bit of a squeeze. Yeah. And there can be something here where it's almost like if should you feel something, it's all for that perspective. There may be something here you needed to see. Okay. Just remember, with all the Mercury energy, try not to overthink. Try not to, or think before you speak. It's like that type of energy I spoke about earlier. All right. But a lot of it may have to do with home matters. Even Saturn will be conjuncting Sirius, by the way, which I told you already, So Saturn can be the father. Saturn is a father figure. All right. So there could be like mom and dad involved now. But it can be, again, Saturn's your ruler, your like you, all right? And however that resonates, if you're like the CEO of a company, it could be you with that authoritative figure. Just you're tapping into that, taking care of your employees. Does that make sense? Because it's conjuncting Sirius, which is all about that caring. Yeah. Saturn's also old bones, right? So that's why Saturn's like longevity. So the fact that Saturn is conjuncting Sirius, with the same time you have all this energy in your sixth house of health as well, just be mindful of that. And this may be a time this day where you are mindful. And yeah, it'll be after 2 p.m. pretty much the entire day. So anything with bones, like you may ask yourself, do I need to stretch a little bit more? Do I need to take more calcium, or things like that? All right, it'll just come to you. It's the moon intuition. So keep that in mind. All right. Now, the other thing is that over the weekend, the moon is going to be in Leo starting at 5 p.m. This is so much fun right at the end of the workday for the entire weekend. So the moon in Leo is always like, you feel so creative. You're working on creative projects. This is love and romance and doing things with your partner and family and children. And this is, again, like a procreation and intimacy. So it's a wonderful self-expression all weekend. All right. The fact that you do have the moon, it's going to be sextiling the sun, Mercury. All right. And trining Saturn and Neptune and trining Ceres. So it's a wonderful weekend. It's amazing. And you have moon trining Saturn now. So there can be something here. The biggest thing with the moon trine Saturn now, at this point for you, new habits, new routines, new patterns, all of that. Out with the old, in with the new. This is very new, okay? As part of your transformation, okay? The moon will be opposite Pluto later that night. It's a fleeting moment. There may be something here with your thoughts, feelings about money or self-worth and self-value. And it can be heightened. Even intense. It's Pluto opposite the moon. So the other thing is, it may be someone that has an impact on you, right? With that Knight of Swords, that could be trying to get your goat. Don't let them, right? Just trust your intuition, vibrate at the high frequency, because you can use this aspect for deep passion and empowerment. All right. So it's actually really inspiring as long as you use it, but you will be within that realm of emotions, because we are talking about the moon, and the moon is emotions and feelings, and the subconscious as well, and home and family and your loved ones and your maternal side. And the moon has always been the mother, right? The mother archetype, the divine feminine. So just keep that in mind. Lastly, you have Juno, Jupiter's wife, squaring Mars all week. So what does that even mean? That is, remember, Juno is linked to Libra, so it's all about that balance of power and truth and justice with partnerships, relationships, legal matters. There's a reason why you have the Two of Swords, you have the Lovers, like you have a lot of family stuff too. But anyway, Juno, remember, is still in Scorpio. That's your 11th house. All right. So maybe something with a friend. All right. Maybe something with a friend, group, community. Just keep that in mind. All right. Either way, whatever it is, or a personal connection too. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's going to be testing you all week. The Jupiter squaring Mars will perfect over the weekend. That's why it's going to be strong. But it's all about you. And remember, Juno's here to help you find that truth, okay? And justice and balance and partnerships and legal matter, everything I mentioned. So just keep that in mind. This is why I say learn to compromise with this aspect if you feel that you need to. It's all part of your growth and transformation. And the fact that you have Mars and Leo in your 8th house of death and rebirth and transformation and regeneration, yes, you will feel this. And wealth building. Remember, you have a lot of money stuff. Money may be on your mind, or there just be maybe money matters around this time. You do have the South Node in Virgo too in your 9th house. So yeah, there can be something here with legal matters for sure in the courts, but maybe not so strongly this week. Next month, when you have all this, we move into Cancer season, there's just so much partnership stuff and contracts and agreements, but you will feel it this week too. But I think there is just something here where it's just like with Juno, for you, Capricorn, for you, with Juno squaring Mars, it's just like, Mars is exalted in your sign. It's just like there's something here that's empowering, all right, as part of your growth. So building that self-confidence. And it could also be you setting up like boundaries, like healthy boundaries with someone. With Saturn in the mix, okay? The moon trining Saturn. Or remember, Neptune's in the mix too. Maybe dissolving boundaries with another person. It is up to you. That's the thing. But Juno square Mars, at the end of the day, it is intense passion too. If you use it, if you avoid power struggles, power trips, conflicts, big. Let's see what's going on for you. All right, so this is a spread for the new moon. And Gemini for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. That was a long stare. Capricorn, oh my, what? All right, this is why this is why asteroids, planetoids, lunations are so important. You got the Page of Pentacles. All right. So remember, this is for the new moon in Gemini. Page of Pentacles, you're moving into something new. Something's coming through. Maybe even a new partner. Remember, Pentacles are your physical realm. It's in your 6th house. Maybe a new creative partner. Maybe a project that you're working on. Or you're starting something, a new job. Maybe there's something here. Like I said, maybe a side hustle. Anyway, it's the Page of Pentacles. Something new rooting up in your world. And then the 10 of Cups. So this is the new moon, what you can expect. And if you're new, by the way, when you get the same card from 2 different decks, you really want to pay attention. The universe is telling you you're good. Remember, a lot of family energy. It's only rainbow in tarot indicating this promising future, family, children, home, like happy everything. It's a card of total joy. You're good. And then Temperance. So you really want to pay attention to Temperance and the Ten of Cups. Temperance is saying, remember what I said, and this is what you can expect after that. You're on a path. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. That's what this is saying. Okay? Be in the moment. You're going to get to it. Remember Archangel saying, you're good. I got you. Coming out twice. You're good. You're good. I love this. You're amazing. Capricorn, thanks so much. I will see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.
Hello, Aquarius. Thank you so much for being members. Let's jump into it. This is going to be a week. And remember, I'm an Aquarius too. I get this. Okay? Hopefully, yeah. All right. I know what's ending for me. I know what's ending. And it is, it's a thing. But I'm excited for the new. Now, let me tell you what's happening first, and then we'll play. Okay, so just remember, Juno will square Mars all week. I will talk about that after, okay? And then void moons. Remember, these are time frames where you want to avoid signing contracts, having important conversations. If you want to know more, it's in the description box. And this is important, okay? Because it is a week where Mercury is very active, where you may be signing things anyway, so just avoid these times. I do love right from the get-go, May 26th. I mean, you have the moon trine Pluto. You can't, that is amazing. That it's also heightened intuition and really great depth in relationships and home, family, loved ones, uses. It's really inspiring. And then you do have that moon in Gemini with Pluto in your sign, Ceres in Aries, that little golden triangle. I saw this and I was like, it's happening at 3 degrees, believe it or not. Again, the Gemini degree, the day of the new moon, but it's happening before. Remember, the new moon's at night. This triangle is happening during the day. You'll feel it all day. So what does this even mean? Again, this is really very much, it's almost like having this spiritual awakening of transformation, empowerment for you, especially when it comes to what is bringing me joy, pleasure, and there is going to be a lot on your mind and a lot in terms of the way that you are going to communicate with certain people moving forward. Okay. Also, strong paternal, maternal energy with Ceres here as well in a really great aspect. So self-care, nurturing, but others as well. Now, and then remember, May 27th, great day to plant seeds with Mercury trining Pluto. Now, May 28th, also enormously special in the morning. When you have the moon conjunct Jupiter, that's like one of the best. It's like kind of like last week when the moon conjuncted Venus. Now you have the moon conjunct Jupiter. Like those are just, chef's kiss. Amazing. Moon conjunct Jupiter in your 5th house. Like you can't make this up. That is joy and pleasure and fun. And you have the moon with Jupiter, which is expanding all that. And it's bringing you this inner wisdom and growth. And it's beautiful for you. And it's Jupiter. So remember, luck. And it's almost like if you manifest or set intentions, any of that, Monday night, Tuesday, some of y'all may actually see results during this time on Wednesday. That's the moon conjunct Jupiter. So really, really wonderful. And the last thing for y'all, yeah, you could just hear really good news. It's also one of those things, like if you, for instance, like go on let's say that you do go on, I don't know, brunch with your lover or something. That could be the most memorable brunch that you have or have had in months, or like they propose or something like that. It's just, there's always this sweetness with a moon conjunct Jupiter. Now at 2 p.m. though, you see the moon will move into Cancer, and that's when it just starts to square Ceres. So you will feel the moon square Ceres for, let's just say, that entire day. Okay. Now, again, everything that I said, this is more about your relationship with your mother, or if you're a mother, you as a mother, or it can be a grandmother, or it can be a female boss or a female maternal, like a maternal figure. Remember, the moon is feminine, right? And so is Ceres, the mother archetype, but it also can be just paternal. At the end of the day, there may be something here where it's just, you may feel a squeeze with your relationship. There may be something here where even if you're not in contact, you think about something or feel something. That's all it is. But remember,
with all these Mercury aspects, try not to overthink, overanalyze. You're an Aquarius. You're in your head, right? Think before you speak, that kind of energy. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. As long as you use this, okay? Use it to be the best version of yourself. Vibrate at a high frequency. You're going to be fine. The moon will actually conjunct, Saturn will conjunct Ceres at this time. So, two things here. There may be something, for a lot of y'all, it is going to be not your mother, but like a female boss or a female colleague, okay? Because the moon in Cancer that rules your 6th house of work. And then remember what I said, there's work stuff here for you, there's partnership stuff, and there's also career stuff. So yeah, it may not be, it could be like a female boss or a colleague, like I said. All right, so it's still all that same information, but it's all about how you take care of you in order to take care of others. That's all it is. And physical health too, because that is the 6th house for you. So pay attention this day, even the next day when the moon's still going to be Cancer. So a lot of activity around home, family, your loved ones. Yeah. But also it could be like your work family. All right. Colleagues, employees, things like that. There just may be some heightened emotions here. All right. The other thing is 6th house is actual health. So when Saturn conjunct Ceres, yeah, there could be, Saturn is a father, right? Saturn is a father figure. Saturn is, anyway, so there could be mother and father here, or a male boss, all right? Where it also, don't forget, this can always be you too. It could be you as a mother, you as a boss, you as a father, right? But again, just something here where you may just feel something like, let me explore some of these emotions and feelings in terms of self-care, nurturing, diet, health, and bones. Saturn is bones, okay? So maybe a good time to ask yourself, am I getting enough calcium, or do I need to stretch more? Things like that, okay? Now, over the weekend, you got the moon in Leo all weekend, starting at 5 p.m. Friday. Amazing. The moon in Leo is so fun. It is, listen, you've got the moon. Okay. Moon and Leo creativity, right? Here's the thing. So this is amplified for you because the moon in Leo is just generally fun. It's all about love, romance, sex, creativity. That's moon in Leo. You've got that all weekend. What's happening for you? The sun is a ruler for Leo, right? So the sun is in Gemini with Jupiter, with a new moon in your 5th house. So you see that overlap here. So it's twice the fun for you because that is your 5th house of joy, pleasure, and love, and creativity, and romance, and everything that I mentioned. And you've got the moon sextiling the sun, Mercury, trining Saturn, Neptune, trining Ceres. Like this is enormously special. A lot of y'all are going to be thinking about having kids, okay? And you also have the moon trine Saturn. Amazing. Don't forget Saturn is your ruler. So you really feel these aspects. Moon trine Saturn is great because this is all about you spending time this weekend thinking about new habits, new routines, new patterns for your life in terms of remember Saturn is karma. So how I can get rewarded for what I want with these new beginnings and new ways of thinking. That's the end. Bringing in the new. Yeah. The one thing is you see the moon will be opposite Pluto in your sign. So that will just, happen later that night and it's fleeting. So some of y'all, may feel a little really emotional. Some of y'all may feel a little authoritative. Just be mindful of that. Okay? Just be mindful. There can be someone that is trying to get your goat too. Remember, it's all about how you respond. But when you have the moon opposite Pluto, you can use it. Feeling that deep passion, deep empowerment. So it can be inspiring. It can really inspire you. All right? Especially with the moon in Leo. So it may have to do with partnerships, relationships, or contracts, or one-on-one commitments. Now, there you go. Juno squaring Mars. Juno, who's linked to Libra, by the way. This is why this is a big deal for you, Aquarius. Juno is all about truth, justice, and balance in partnerships, in marriage and relationships, and one-on-one commitments, and personal connections, and legal matters. Squaring Mars in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, legal matters, commitments. So I hope you see that this is a big deal for you. Now, Juno square Mars, you will feel more over the weekend. They perfect on Friday. So it really will be more over the weekend. And I can't stress this enough. For the majority of y'all, it will likely be career and work related. Okay. All right. Juno being in Scorpio, Mars being Scorpio's ruler. So just keep that in mind. Scorpio rules your 10th house of career. If you're not here for career, it's just your reputation, okay? Or fame or honors, achievements. So basically, what is this aspect? Compromise. That's all it is. It's all about compromise and part of your growth and transformation, okay? And it's also with Mercury so highly active, yeah, there may be something here with contract agreements, verbal agreements. You're gonna have conversations. It's just inevitable for y'all this week. So make them good ones, right? And one last thing, just looking at your chart, just because Mars in Leo, well, you know, this is a big thing for you. Juno square Mars, if you use it right, this is intense passion, okay? And maybe even like assertive, but you do the math. When I say intense passion, you've got it in your 7th house of partnerships, relationships. Your 5th house of true love and romance and sex is activated. Just avoid the power struggles and the conflicts that could arise. And you're going to, it's like, remember I said transcendent. Okay. And if you're not, it can be creative projects. It's in your place of creativity. All right. So, and work stuff. Feeling deeply passionate about something about work. Anyway, let's get... Oh, yeah, I was going to clarify that 10 of Swords. Because I'm curious. What do we got? You're good. You're good. I mean, you have 2 kings right next to each other, 2 leaders right next to each other. King of Wands, by the way, who is Leo. He's the fun king. Yeah, remember, so you got Mars and Leo. You got all that action and that power and that drive, like the King of Wands, who's very transformative. When you have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands, you're so good. It's like you're going after something. You have a little moment. You have that Mercury Kazemi, whoosh, new cycle, and something just, it's like this wave that takes you right to the top. With that King of Cups here too. I love that. I love that. Again, there may be something here with contracts, agreements, work, all right? Or your passions. Now, Aquarius, let's take a look at this new moon. New moon in Gemini for Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. Ooh. All right. Aquarius. I'm actually using the Aquarian deck. I love the artwork by David Palladini. And yes, those cards dropped. But listen, I think a lot of people forget that I channel. So it's, when you see other readers and cards fall out and they're like, ooh, it's a jumper. It's not for me. Like, yes, a lot of them are, I know if it's for you, but then I also know some cards that fall out are saying, we're not meant to be picked. So we're coming out. All right. So I knew none of those these were your cards. Oh, where are they? These are your cards. All right. So let's see. And remember, by the way, when you get the same card from different decks, yeah. You really want to pay attention. All right. That's the key message. 5 of Swords. That's your card. All right. Remember, up here. All right. This card
if you're using those swords is communication, thoughts as well, right? And it's a week with, what did I say? A lot of mercurial energy. Just be mindful of that. Overthinking, overanalyzing, or even being on the offensive. You're going to have a lot of power this week with Pluto being highly active, Saturn being active, everything being active. You're going to have a lot of power. So there may be not seeing some eye to eye with the Five of Swords, but this is a card where you could feel a little bit of defeat by the things that you say to other people. Remember that, reference I made earlier where when you say something or write something to someone and it's a little heated and edgy and they respond in a nice way or something, you realize, oh gosh, I came on too strong, or I shouldn't. So that's what this is. And it is your card. So just remember, this card is more about like that self-respect, self-dignity. There's something here that's gotta, you see that? Okay. So there's something here where it's like, I've got to learn something from this, and it's out with the old, in with the new. We got the Star. So pay attention. Everything's aligning for you. So this is moving into the new moon, right? What you can expect and what to do, right? And then this is the new moon. What you can expect with the new moon. Everything will align for you. This new moon is for you. Everything will grow for you. You coming after that, even with the Ten of Swords, learning. This is, remember, self-belief, faith, having faith in yourself, having faith in the universe, wisdom. It's also so much enlightenment in the star. Again, the stars aligning for you, and the fact that you got your card twice. You're gonna be good. All right. Now, what can you expect after that? After the new moon, you got the Ten of Wands. That is very interesting. Very interesting. 10 of Wands. You got 2 tens here. That's just saying done, right? There's something here. Done. So something with this new moon, as you move into something new, there's something here. That 10, remember 10 is the end. We've got to let it go. It's too much for you. And it's not even, I'm not even getting in a bad way, but more in terms of like, you can't have 2 jobs. You can't have 2 full-time jobs. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something here where you remember it's your choice. It's your decision. It's from what you learn about yourself. But when you let those ones go, you're going to be fine. Okay. We're going to be amazing. So there you go. Thanks so much, Aquarius. Y'all are amazing. Do you want me to, I'm going to clarify that one. Again, these are the no's. Let's see for you. Oh, that's my phone ringing. Clarify that. 10 of Wands. And then you get the 6 of Cups. That's harmony. That's letting your hair down. That's no stress, no worry. That's very like, it's kindness. It's generosity. It's friendship. It's beauty. It's everything. And again, there's something here with career. There's something here with career for a lot of y'all, or just your ambitions or your dreams. You're good. Thanks so much, Aquarius. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hi, Pisces. Thank you so much for being members, y'all. I'm sorry I got really emotional. I was like, whoa, I was feeling, tapping into your energy. Listen, let's pull it up, all right? This is a big week. Juno square Mars we'll talk about later at the end of this, but I do want to point out the void moons. And this is important for this week because remember, with void moons, you just don't want to sign contracts. You don't want to sign on a house. You don't want to, things like that. You don't want to pull your boss aside and say, hey, we need to talk, because everything just goes in circles. And if you want to know more about void moons, it's in the description box. Okay. So these are just the times. Remember, everything is Eastern Standard Time. It's just these blocks of time this week. Anyway, love this new moon for you. I love that it's trining, the moon will trine Pluto. I absolutely love that. That's hugely amazing for you. It's just like you're going to be in your element. Again, it's very inspiring for you. I feel like there's going to be a lot of focus on home and family, loved ones, relationships for you this week. Okay. And then, the mini triangle that's happening on Monday, even before you get to the new moon. And this is why I love it, because you got the moon in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, and then Sirius in Aries. You're going to be active. There's going to be a lot on your mind, but remember, it's at 3 degrees. So
what this is when you, and also you can throw in Neptune. Neptune's not at 3 degrees, but still part of this party. Yeah. So very, very influential here. And there's something here. There's something here where it's like, it's almost like this mini spiritual awakening that you're going to have. All right. And you'll feel it all day. But when I say that, it's as if you will have this moment of clarity. Even like, remember I said being very curious and open-minded to new things, and it's almost like you're on this quest for this, just something like meaningful. I want this, and of course like, of course that's gonna, so I really love this. And then with Sirius here, I do love this. Sirius kind of brings out your gut instincts, right? She's linked to Virgo. Self-care, self-nurturing. Sirius left your sign, by the way, to move into Aries, and that's a little bit more like fiery, right? Fiery. Sirius is like, I'm a mother, like that kind of energy. So that could kick in your maternal side, paternal side, or, you know, even just, you know, for your friends or squad, whoever it is. But there's something here about you doing something for you. Yeah. So I really love this. And then remember, May 27th, really great day to plant seeds. And then May 28th, this is enormously special because you have the moon conjuncting Jupiter in the morning. All right. So that's happening at 27 degrees. Another, you know, Gemini degree. That's a Gemini degree. You just can't make this up. It's insane. So I really love this. Again, this is right before the moon. That's why, you know, it's at 27 degrees. So the moon's going to pass, you know. So I love this. You'll feel it in the morning up until late afternoon, until 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is when you just feel really good. This is when you have the moon conjunct Jupiter. You know, remember last week when the moon was with Venus? I remember it's just a few hours. Sometimes it can be longer, the whole day. But this, up until about 2 p.m., right? This feels really special for you. Really, really, really special for you in terms of there's something here where you will follow your bliss. There's something here where it's all about expanding, you know, the things that bring you pleasure and joy. And you're going to feel it emotionally. And again, a lot of home activity here as well. All right. So it's also like there's something about being rewarded. You may feel rewards. You may even see like, now I see what I want, right? That's my dangling carrot. I'm going to go after it. Or the things that you manifest at the new moon, or even the day after, you may see them start to materialize when the moon conjuncts Jupiter. So every Pisces is different. You feel it different ways, but it's feel good energy. You go on like a, you know, trip in the morning, like a short trip with a friend or something, that it, when the moon, during the moon conjunct Jupiter, it's like, you learn so much, and it's like your most memorable trip that you've had in like months. Yeah, like that type of energy. All right. Now, the moon, again, will move into Cancer around 2 p.m. And so that's when it starts squaring Sirius. So you will feel moon square Sirius the rest of the day. And yes, everything that I said earlier about the mother here, right? Your relationship with your mother, your role as a mother, things like that. Okay. So, or, you know, it is that mother archetype. So it's really strong feminine energy. It can just be paternal as well, you know, so just keep that in mind. But it is nurturing, self-care, diet, nutrition. There's something here where, yeah, there may be a little bit of squeeze in terms of you, your mother, or it can be, again, authority figure or colleague, boss, or whatever resonates with you. Neighbor may be a thing too here as well. All right. Remember, the moon is feminine. All right. So the moon is feminine. So it's just strong energy for a female, you know, but Saturn is conjuncting Sirius. Two things here. One, that brings in the father. Saturn is the father, you know, we got old father time, we call him, but also Saturn. So there could be, you know, father or boss, male boss or authority figure. That could be at play as well, right? But Saturn's also bone. So with Sirius here, all about health, nutrition, diet, fitness, things like that. Just, you may have a moment this day. Do I need to focus on that? Do I need to have more calcium? Do I need to stretch a little bit more? Just have those moments because they may just come up, okay? Or it may be you and your thoughts about someone in your family. Yeah, maybe your father or grandfather or things like that. All right. So the other thing is the moon will be in Leo all weekend. I love it. We love the moon in Leo. We love it when the moon's in Leo, but Leo rules your 6th house, so it may be a lot of home energy and work energy. Maybe there may be something about working from home, or, you know, maybe you're thinking of going into the office if you work from home, like things like that. But Moon in Leo really has an emphasis on creativity. And remember, you have a lot of that in your spread. Use it, okay? Because Moon in Leo is also all about family and children as well. So again, you have family energy and home energy all week strongly, and this is such a pleasurable one. Moon in Leo is romance as well, true love, romance. It's you know, sex, it's recreation, it's hobbies. And this is, I mean, you've got the moon trine Saturn, Neptune, you got the moon sextiling the sun and Mercury, you got the moon trining Ceres. I mean, you can't make this up. This is one of the best weekends with the moon trine Saturn too. Very auspicious. Okay, it's like if there's any, it's basically new habits, new routines, new patterns that may be formulating around this time, especially for you in your everyday activities or health. Now you do see the moon opposite Pluto. That's going to be more toward the night. You may feel it, you know, later at night. That one, again, there's just something here more spiritual, emotional for you. Just remember, this is a time where other people can try it. You may feel like they're, you know, poking the bear. Be responsive, not reactive. That's all it is, okay? Because the moon opposite Pluto, you can use it to empower, feel empowered, deep passion. It's great for, you know, it's inspiring if you use it the right way. But remember, it can be a little, so just be that in mind, just keep that in mind. And remember, Pluto in your 12th house, this can be a little bit, if you are overthinking, overanalyzing, it may be a little, you know, that self-sabotage energy could come through. So just be mindful of this, all right? Remember, this will pass, okay? Now, Juno squaring Mars, again, all week. It's perfecting on Friday. You will feel it Friday, Saturday, Sunday the most, especially with that other triple conjunction, right, with Venus. Now, Juno is linked to Libra, okay? So all about truth, justice, and balance in contracts, marriage, fidelity, infidelity, partnerships, commitments, your personal connections. It can be a friend. It can, you know, anything here. Legal matters. But then remember, Juno is in Scorpio in your 9th house, which has to do with legal matters and higher mind and things like that, education. And, you know, there's travel stuff for you too. So just keep that in mind. There may be something here where it's all about compromising with someone. You may not see eye to eye. Remember, all this mercurial energy. Don't overthink. Don't overanalyze. It's like that, think before you speak. But if you work with this energy, you're going to be fine because, A, this is all part of your growth and transformation. It's all about like compromise here. I do love, you know, the moon will trine Saturn. So there may be something here where you're setting up boundaries, okay? Like healthy boundaries, okay? Amicable boundaries. Or remember, Neptune's in the mix. Maybe you're dissolving boundaries. Remember, there's something harmonious here. All right, so it's really great. And again, if you use this in a great way, if like no one's defensive, no one, you know, like you always want to be the best person in a situation anyway. But and you may be a little bit assertive with Juno square Mars. It is Mars, right? And so just avoid like power struggles, power trip, conflicts, and remember, Mars is in your 6th house, so very likely it's going to be a colleague, employee, boss, something like that, right? Or something with family and home related matters. All right. But when you have Juno square Mars, that can bring intense passion. And you know what I mean. All right. So that's just putting it out there. Let's see what's going on for you, Pisces, for new moon and Gemini. We're using the Aquarian deck. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. All right, Pisces. All right, so let's see what's going on for you. Oh my gosh. Okay. You've got, so, oh wait, that was first. Okay. 9 of Swords.
for this new moon. So moving into this new moon, there's going to be something here. Remember what I said. You've got that Mercury Cazimi that's going to be really strong. It's that refresh of the mind, that reset of the mind that's going to be really wonderful. As you move into this week, you have the Nine of Swords. So there are things on your mind as you move into it. And this is, there can be someone involved here that's making you feel a certain way, over analyzing, overthinking, making you in this place where you're, feeling that things can be really hard. Like you can't get any sleep. You're really overthinking things. It can have to do with family. It can have to do with loved ones, things like that. Remember, this is all about taking those swords out one by one, getting out of bed, moving forward. You're going to be fine. You do have that Two of Swords up here too. So that it makes sense, right? And so this is, as you move into new moon, recognizing that, what is it that needs to, and that I have to have that breakthrough. You're moving into this big breakthrough because for the new moon, you have the Ace of Wands too. Now you've got 3 wands, or sorry, aces. You're good. Ace of Wands. And you got the King of Wands here. Like you're good. You're absolutely good. So there's something absolutely new happening for you here. Absolutely new. And even for you, you're going to feel it inside. Remember, wands are very invigorating. And so there's even like restless energy. Like, I got to do this. I got to do this. And yeah, Ace of Wands, new job, career, profession, but also your passion. It's your ambitions at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what you want. And again, a lot of sexual energy too. FYI. And then you got the 3 of Swords. So I don't mind it at this point because of that. Your entire spread, there's going to be something that you're starting something new. There's going to be something. Remember, you have that Two of Swords. When you got the Two of Swords, 3 of Swords. When you take out that blindfold, yeah, you're going to have to feel a little bit of like, this is the decision I made. Some people, there may be an emotional impact, and even me, right? Like to the person that I'm in this, friends with benefit situation, I made up my mind. I'm not going to do that anymore. And like, oh, that hurts. Like I really loved it was so much fun, but no, so I actually don't mind this. And remember, it's the sword suit up here. I say there's a lot of mercurial energy, even though it's, people associated with like the heartbreak card and things like that. It's up here, the 3 of Swords, all right? So it's all up here, and you're going to have that Mercury, Cazimi, that refresh. So I actually really love this. Yeah, you're going to go through some emotions here, of course. And the fact that, it makes sense. That's another Libra card, by the way. So 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords. You see what happens with it. So you're still going to go through some. And when I say it's the Swords, remember I said this week is all about perspective and shift in perspective. That's what this is, okay? And even this card, you can see it as like, oh, when it rains, it pours, right? Or after the storm comes a rainbow. So it's almost like there's something that maybe it's not easy for you to do this week, but you've got that empowerment. You want that justice. You're making it happen. You're moving into this. You're good. You're absolutely good. And when these cards fall out, by the way, it's sometimes cards jump out. We call them jumpers. And it's happened a lot this week with these second spreads. Some readers will take whatever jumps out. But I'm different. Like, I don't know if you're like, I channel, I'm, an empath. So I know when cards fall out, it's like, oh, we are definitely not part of this. I also know the ones that do pop out that are like, okay, we're it. All right. So that's it for you. You got a lot to look forward to. You got 3 aces. Like you have nothing to look, you're good. But remember those 2 swords, strong mercurial energy. A lot up here. Don't overthink. Don't overanalyze. Trust your intuition. Be your authentic self. I love you, Pisces. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.